right now.
Yeah, you can say hello now. Hello, internet.
Hello.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Siamese Serpents. We return once again to Siam Reap, fully armed, fully equipped. We are ready to move on to the next stage of this military campaign, whatever that means. We have some concept that perhaps the hospital will be hit at some stage, although we haven't gathered any intelligence that suggests that that attack is imminent or even going ahead at all. It's perhaps something outdated, and yet something that we keep in the back of our mind nonetheless. Our main focus is quite clearly the farm. The farm is the short name for a crocodile farm, a wildlife park, which we're pretty certain has been converted to a cyber veterinarian surgery where they operate on elephants and crocodiles and who knows what else. The leader of the Khmer Rouge, and the term Khmer Rouge seems to get more flimsy and less descriptive the more we use it. But the leaders of the Khmer Rouge are based in that farm, to our knowledge, at least locally. There's a bigger contingent up in Buttonbung, but that's not really our concern. We expect that the chef is there, and Death Roll. We've certainly seen the Mahout operating with the animals, and it's anticipated that Long March will be arriving as well. So that really gives us our objectives. It is personal, I guess, personal combat that we're seeking to achieve. Assassinations, trying to take out the leadership circles. But exactly how we're going to go about it, we haven't decided yet. We certainly feel as if time is on our side. In a way, we are we're possibly working towards besieging the area. It's raining heavily as always, which makes logistics challenging, getting things in and out a bit difficult. But they do have access to the water, so watercraft are still able to reach them. And indeed, they're not cut off from the rest of the world. There's still roads leading right to their front gate. But it is isolated at this point. Their other main bases are falling one by one. Their soldiers have proved to be incompetent and incapable of stopping our own operations. But this might be something different. Our brief amount of surveillance that we've done on the farm so far indicates that they have an elite soldier unit, trolls. These trolls seem to be jacked. It looks like they've started by picking some of the biggest trolls they could find, which is always a good start, and equipping them with some pretty serious hardware, at least as far as we've come across so far. For one thing, they while their weaponry doesn't seem too advanced, they have machine guns that they've mounted grenade launchers underneath the barrels of. Nothing too crazy, just nothing revolutionary at least. But their armor seems to be of a very high grade specification, whereas every other Khmer Rouge soldier we've come across, except for Boang, basically, has been unarmored. These ones are armored to the teeth, just as Boang was, with military grade hardware. We were unable to salvage her armor in the last time because she was absolutely destroyed, riddled with bullets and the like. But yeah, they've got 50 of these elite trolls. Maybe about a quarter to a half of them are off duty at any time, sleeping here in the car park. They've got vans and trays and other bunkers for them to sort of just crash out in. Probably 1 in 5 of them can be found here in the guard tower. This is number 2, the guard tower. So yeah, roughly a third of resting, roughly a fifth in the guard tower, and the remaining 20 or so are patrolling a pretty large perimeter. Formidable soldiers they might be, but each troll is basically having to cover up to a kilometre of space all by themselves, 500 metres in either direction. And that makes it an extremely porous border, although they're certainly capable of retaliating with some extreme firepower once they discover any infiltrator.
Hey, Arctic, are the distances on that map going to be fairly accurate? I'm assuming they are.
I think they are. Yeah, what's the length of the building? About 150 meters long. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the car park, for example, is about 300 meters by about 100 meters. That's pretty normal, really.
This is a pretty big alligator.
Yeah, that's a pretty big alligator. That guy's name's Jerry. Jerry's a fucking monster.
I guess he brings lots of visitors.
He does. He's also a cyber alligator, that particular one, and so he is currently engaged in a battle with Mothra.
Oh, is that why he's
pretty
flying?
sure that? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mothra's in a lot of trouble.
Now, where is Mahout was hanging out, I believe, with the elephants?
Yeah, that's right.
Where is the elephant enclosure? I'm going to guess it's probably around that number 12, the jungle wall.
Yeah, that's
that
right. Yeah,
looking thing with the deers and the...
precisely. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So the elephants are about as far away from the main facility as is possible in the particular park.
Hey, Fenway.
Yes.
If possible, would you be able to re-summon and bind that elephant dude?
I could try.
I just think he'd be really handy.
He doesn't have hands.
He's got a trunk.
True.
That's how he brings all his spare clothes.
Yeah, I had a feeling that you were going there.
So yeah, I'll try to summon him up. He was Force 6, if I remember.
All right. So you roll 6 to resist, not 12, right?
Yeah. He'll roll 12 to resist binding.
But summoning, he only rolls 6.
Yeah.
So that's 4.
He gets 3 successes, which gives you a single net success.
So I get
the 2 services. Very nice.
Just gonna write that in my little spirit box.
So I mean, if you feel up to it, you could try binding him as well. And I just think that he would be interested in this because, we're effectively trying to liberate his elephant brothers.
Yeah, I'll try to bind him. I'll say what we're doing. We're trying to take over this place and we'll stop the animal experimentation. Oh, what do I need to resist in terms of a drain?
So because he got 3 successes, you need to resist 6 drain.
Okay.
I think it is.
So I took 2 drain.
I think is it 6.
Is there anyone guarding the enclosure, or just any of the animals?
Not guarding in the traditional sense, no. No. There's certainly the animals themselves have extreme senses and they're likely to react. The giraffes or the deer might get panicked if they see anyone, but there's no one standing guard. There are trolls patrolling the region. Each of these squares basically has a single troll, so that's about roughly what the numbers are. And but a skilled infiltrator or even a stealthy dog could probably make it all the way up to the elephants without alerting anyone.
It is, yeah, drain equals spirit hits times 2.
Yeah, no, it was 6. Yeah. You're not very good at binding, are you?
I'm okay at it. I've got like 1 point in it.
So you'd be like 7 dice versus his 12.
I mean, I could use some edge on it.
Yeah, I think that's your best bet, and just hope he rolls badly.
Yeah, I'll try to bind him, and I'll use a net point of edge.
And do you have any reagents? Because you'd need.
Oh, you need them?
Grams of reagent. You need 150 grams of reagents. Binding.
I think I do actually, because I think Wang had some on her, but I don't know how much she had.
They're in the war chest, I think.
15. Not quite enough.
Yeah, not quite.
So never mind.
I mean, you can probably buy some reagents on the street.
How much do reagents cost?
I think they're pretty cheap.
Fuck, Forbidden Arcana makes so many. Okay. They're 20 new in a dram.
Okay, I'll write that down so I don't forget it.
Yeah, you finally got something to spend your nuyen on.
So it'd be 3,000 million worth of reagents to bind him.
$3,000. Yeah, I'll buy that.
I don't really know of any other way to improve your odds. Other than spending the edge to re-roll your dice.
Okay, should we do the roll then?
Yep.
Just trying to find bindings. And binding is just magic, isn't it?
Magic plus binding, yep.
9.
Wow. Holy shit. Look at all them 6s.
That
So you
shit
need to roll.
exploded.
You need to roll 12 dice to resist that Arctic.
Yeah, I got 6 successes. So you when I rolled 6, I thought that you were buggered, but no, there you go. You've done fine.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
got
normally
4
you'd be
services
better off.
now?
He gets an extra 3.
He had 1. So
An extra 2. No, he had 2, and I think he gets an extra 2 from that, so he gets 4 total. So yeah. He's got that Spirit Whisperer thing that gives him +1 service for beast.
Yeah, Spirit Affinity.
Yeah.
That's the one, yep. And then the first hit on the binding doesn't give you an extra service, only the extras. However, you need to resist 12 drain.
And I resist 5 of it.
So you took 7 stun. So that should be good. Couple hours sleep.
So I almost knocked myself out, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
2 more points of stun, and I'm at my max.
And so I think the plan was for me to basically hide in ambush and wait for Mahout to come out of the enclosure. And try and snipe him.
All right, so that's it. Well, is that how you the camp? Is that how the battle's beginning, or are you just gonna like pop him off and leave it at that?
Pop him off and retreat, I think.
So we probably won't get another chance to like assassinate someone like this. Like the security's going to like bump way up after this.
Probably. I mean, the security's already pretty elevated, but yeah. I wouldn't mind, if possible, though, if you had like a spirit on standby for when I do it, because I think like that's going to be the biggest danger to me.
Do you want me to go with you, and either we can both take the shot at the same time, or I can just be there in case you get jumped with the shotgun?
I mean that could help. Are you good? Are you good at hiding?
Yeah, I'm pretty decent at throwing stealth. What's my sneak?
Yeah.
I'm 12 dice sneaking.
Trey is an expert at these things.
Yeah, I can drive you guys up in the party bus, drop you off, and let you walk the rest of the way. So if shit hits the fan, I can roll up with the Valkyrie pod and the heavy armor.
And I can.
Well, I
like
mean,
this,
I'm thinking this is
first.
something we're going to be hiding out possibly for a few days.
I mean, I can chill out in my van for a couple days.
Yeah, but a van's
there
more
any-
likely to be spotted than like a few guys.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Oh,
He
if
doesn't
I
have to be
sit
that
underwater.
close. He doesn't have to be that close. Yeah, or underwater. That's true. It's a submarine.
Do they have any kind of aerial patrols, Arctic?
Well, I'm not sure how long we're setting up to find that sort of stuff out for.
I think we've been camping them out for doing
Yeah, we've been
extended
doing drone
surveillance.
surveillance for a while. It's like we figured out where they sleep and everything.
Yep.
And
Alright.
we managed to get a bit of a timetable on like, you know, who comes out of where and
Yep. To some degree. Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So we'll say that you've been watching them for 48 hours, which is enough time to learn a few things, like some routines, but not enough time to spot half of them, half of the people that are your targets. Aerial surveillance. Is there any aerial surveillance? You don't notice any in the 48 hours that you've watched so far, no.
Also, I think Fenway had done astral reconnaissance as well.
Yeah, there were
And
quite
I
a
know
few
we saw it.
spirits,
We saw
but
Yeah.
none of them
spirits
seemed
there.
like they were bound to any like shamans.
Yeah,
They just seem
lots
to-
of weak spirits.
They just sort of seem to hang around and are quite territorial because like what they seem to hang around because like what's happening like in the area.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did you tend to see, like, so none of the spirits really seem to be doing like any kind of patrol routes or
Like they just sort of seem to be hanging around.
watching particular areas?
They seemed more aggressive than normal spirits.
Yeah, because this was a troubled area. Yeah.
All right. Fenway, roll a d6.
4.
And roll a d10.
10.
Excuse me. So you've been watching these guys for about 48 hours, and you've gotten some minor intel. The presence of lots of weak spirits who seem to be free-willed for all we can tell. The fact that Mahout doesn't seem to use any sort of armor or anything, and the being able to reach the elephants or any of the other crocodiles and so on wouldn't be a tremendously difficult task. No sign of the chef, no sign of Long March. After the 48 hours, G9 comes up to Ricochet and anyone else is in the group. Where do you base yourself these days, Ricochet?
Ricochet is still always at the hotel.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. In that case, she might bring it to Godfather.
Unless you want to
She,
bring it up while we're having drinks.
what's that?
Unless she wants to bring it up while we're having drinks.
Yeah. She's found some files that have been sitting on Mr. White's desk for days. They might have been there for like as much as 2 weeks or more. Who knows? Anyway, she asked him about it when she saw the pile of files that had been hard copy files of old traditional folder and everything like the 1980s. Yeah, they've been sitting there for a while, and when she asked him about it, it seemed to remind him of something he'd been neglecting to do. So anyway, she's got a bunch of files on several of the Khmer Rouge agents, and as I said, apparently they've been sitting on the table gathering dust. So she shares them with you.
What an asshole.
Mr. White, my favorite employer.
This dude's a vampire? I want to be a fucking vampire.
On the plus side, I think he's too stupid.
Wait,
to
Death
fucking
Roll is
be
actually a crocodile.
Oh, Jesus. A Nosferatu? You're gonna have to get fucking wood rounds?
I just like crocodile. Man. He just looks so happy. Look at him. He looks like he just told the type of joke I would tell, and no one else laughed.
What is Jupiter in this context?
Jupiter's a elephant that's been experimented on, I believe. Hey, Arctic, is that the same crocodile that you did that campaign with the kids? That was a werecroc, wasn't it? I think.
What I can't remember what that is now.
I don't know if you ever ended up running it, but there was a campaign you were going to do the way all the players did a session as children, and then they started playing as the adults, and there was going to be investigating some crocodiles. Shit.
Was it Mage the Awakening or something?
Oh, it might have been Mage actually.
Yeah, because there's a lot of were crocodiles up in Cooktown. Yeah.
Maybe it was. I thought it was Shadowrun, but no, maybe it was Mage.
Has not been seen carrying a weapon, but the pitch has an RPG.
So he's a surge to be a crocodile, I'm assuming.
It's a fair assumption.
What
It
is-
might just be.
What
It
is
might,
surging?
but it might be more like a centaur or one of those.
Oh, it's no, because it says his
sapient
metatype is troll.
Oh right, in that case, yeah, he's definitely he's a surge.
It's like extensive mods too.
So of course, what is surging?
Surge it was happened when Halley's Comet passed, and basically like junk bits of DNA started manifesting into things like that. Or people would, grow horns or grow gills.
I don't know if they have a photo of Harry the monkey, but is he the fucking Sasquatch we stole from Ass Technology?
The one and the same.
God damn it.
I was gonna say, do you think those guys know each other, but they're the same guy?
He's a dwarf.
Next time I see Shade, I'm gonna shoot him.
Is that because he has nice cyberware to harvest?
In part.
Just out of curiosity, what do people think about him being possibly a toxic elephant shaman, given that he's quite happy with abusing the shit out of the animals?
My thought is, I don't know what that means.
Toxic magic is like anti-magic, like nature corrupting magic.
That sounds way more fun than being friends with animals.
He looks like a toxic shaman.
So what is this? What does this dude being a fucking vampire mean?
Because he's fucking hard to kill.
Yeah. And I think like the
not
Nosferatu
just a
thing is
vampire.
they're inherently paranoid. Like Nosferatu are the strongest vampire, but like they can't help developing like clinical paranoia.
And obsessive compulsive disorders.
Yeah.
And I thought
But
you
they're
killed them
also
by
like
taking off their head.
impossible to kill. I think their weakness is like wood, so you have to get like wood pulp rounds and shit like that.
But I thought the only way to keep them dead was to take off their head. We need to research that. Actually, yeah. Do nerd shit and research that.
Do some nerd shit.
You are the master.
Important thing though, Nosferatu can only be human.
Not in rare cases they can be elves as well. Yeah, there are records of elven Nosferatu.
So he didn't even banishify Nosferatu.
Aren't Banshee and
Banshee are normally
Nosferatu a different type of the virus?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Nosferatu are basically the rarest of all vampires, and elven Nosferatu are the rarest of, even rarer, right? Like, yeah, they're a subcategory of the rarest metatype in the first place.
Are they like regular vampires where they can make other people vampires?
Yeah,
for a friend?
it's a
For-
virus.
For
Yeah,
a friend? Okay.
It's called the human metahuman vampiric virus, and basically it's transmitted through blood, and it's pretty bad.
Banshees and Nosferatu both come from strain 1. Yeah, I think Nosferatu is like a subset of strain 1.
Define bad.
Someone else
Like-
can define it.
Like
You have to eat
badass?
souls.
Yes. Yeah, they are
Doesn't sound
badass.
that
There's no
bad.
doubt about it. Like, HMHVV carriers are a superior creature to regular metahumanity. They just have some pretty severe weaknesses as well.
If a hypothetical cybered up, possibly crazy elf chick wanted to become a vampire, purely hypothetically,
She catches the disease and hope that it doesn't transform her in a way that she's not anticipating.
Or just kill you outright.
Yeah.
excellent. Okay,
It's
excellent.
also do the way it would work, like because you have like sub 1 essence, you would essentially
Yeah.
need to be constantly feeding in order to keep your soul from decaying, because that's
Yeah.
how like awakened characters work, is they drain essence from the creatures they consume, but their essence also constantly depletes like every couple weeks. So if they don't feed, their essence drops and drops and drops. So your base essence is less than 1, so you'd have to like you'd be much more prone to starving.
Yeah. Vampires and
Basically
cyberware
have to
don't mix
become a-
very well. Yeah.
Generally, you'd lose all your cyberware because they generally, I think, repel it all.
Only if they have the regeneration power.
That's right. You have to acquire that now, don't you? In earlier editions, you just always had it.
Okay, we'll investigate that later. That's okay.
Yeah, and honestly, the generation power is almost worth losing all your cyberware.
It's true.
All right.
It's
All right. Well, you know,
it's fucking hard.
maybe it'll come up. Maybe it won't. We'll find out.
It does also mean though that like all the magical powers that they get, you basically wouldn't get because you'd immediately
Yeah.
burn out.
Pretty sure they can jack their effective essence and magic up.
Yeah.
Quite a
by
bit.
consuming their souls. Like so long as they kept feeding, they can even keep their essence at like above 6. Like like a vampire that's fucking ripping on souls can have like 12 essence. They can like whenever they use certain powers, like it drains essence from them. But like
See, this is the kind of positive attitude that I like. You guys are all giving me the bad ideas. This Neo's giving me why it would work, and I respect that.
No,
They-
he's
they both-
telling you how it would work.
infected characters are like, it's balanced out by shit like, if you're ever exposed to UV lights, your powers all go away and you get set on fire.
Oh, and just
And
about
everyone
every
wants to kill you.
civilized country in the world has a bounty on you, and plenty of
Yeah.
people willing to collect.
If
Yeah.
you're sensible, you live in a sewer like Dr. Feelbad.
Oh, and yeah, to keep up that kind of rate of, to keep up over 6 with your cyberware at, what are you? You're under 1, right?
Oh yeah.
So you'd be draining a fully essenced person, every 3 days?
I think it's like every week or 2.
Well, I mean, but if he's active,
Yeah, but if
Lose
he has
1
to
point of essence
sustain
every
that,
4
that's like, that's a murder every couple of days.
They lose
Which,
1 point of
especially when
essence
you're
every 4 months.
like sucking their souls out in a very visible way, like tends to draw the notice of the authorities.
that's what I was driving. Like, people are gonna notice if every 3 days an essence bloodless husk of a fuck stick shows up on the street, or even just goes missing.
But they are almost unquestionably the best magicians in the world because they can turbocharge their essence. So and I've also got a long time to learn magic. So a vampire magician is a fucking really frightening
Increasing
prospect.
their essence doesn't increase their magic though. They're still limited by their magic attribute.
Well, I'm sure it has some effect. I'm sure there's some correlation between essence and magic and
The
vampires.
essence thing is more that it's a vulnerability more than a strength. It's that they need to do it to not die. Draining people's essence sucks though.
I'm just
Like
gonna
having your
assume that this was
drained.
all shared to us by Godfather's Matrix searching.
One positive thing about it being a Nosferatu though, this place that we're going to be fighting is full of water, and vampires do not like water.
I thought it was running water.
No, not in Shadowrun.
Yeah, just so this isn't metagaming,
Basically-
Godfather will ask his new agent Michael to run a matrix search and tell him about how to kill Nosferatu.
Yeah, it tells you that Nosferatu. It says see Illuminati, right? Like the Nosferatu and the Illuminati, as far as the Matrix are concerned, are basically the same thing.
Can I make a magical threats roll, Arctic?
Yeah, that's legit. Yeah.
I'm gonna edge that because why the fuck not?
You know everything that there is conventionally to know. You don't know individual Nosferatu, and that's really the kicker. But you learn the vulnerabilities, you learn their strengths, you learn the rumors, and so on. But the number one thing to take away, which is the difference between perhaps 6 successes and 5 successes, is that Nosferatu are individuals, and thus they have individual strengths and weaknesses and tendencies and habits and so on. And thus, using your generic information is only so good when what you really need to know is the individual, not the race.
Oh, Fenway, by the way, when I say they're vulnerable to water, it's not that they don't like water. It's not that it like damages them or anything. They basically have no buoyancy at all. So
They're like sink.
they're like a rock. They sink. They have trouble moving through the
Or
water.
sort of like Stitch. He can't swim either.
Which means if we retreated like across the river, basically you wouldn't be able to follow. very effectively. He could be either a spellcaster or an adept, by the way. So
Yeah. It looks
I
at a guess, he's
I'd
like
go
a
with adept.
physical mystic adept.
yeah, I mean, he's known for sword play, but also death magic. So
Yeah, like a mystic adept or some shit.
possibly, yeah, it must be a mystic adept. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, we can stretch this out
And
for
it's
another
like
week.
apparently Killing Floor like has like personally talks to the like supreme leader. Like, does anyone else?
I mean, Wong was texting him.
I mean, in person.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like anybody else has.
So I wonder, like, does this mean like he's like met the person, or is he also just texting?
Should we try and contact the
No idea.
Sasquatch?
Why? Like, we basically extorted him for a bunch of money and then set him off into the jungle.
Well, I mean, we set him free, which is what he wanted to try and go
Yeah,
home.
like we held up our end of the bargain. Like,
The fact that he got caught, that's on him. I specifically asked if he wanted an escort, and he said no. So
Actually, Andre had given him money.
yeah,
To help him make it back.
and I left with him, and I showed him to the cab and asked if he wanted an escort to, make sure he gets to the airport okay, and he turned me down, and he obviously got
I mean,
captured after
is
that.
it possible he was lying to us and is just working for them?
I don't think so. No, it looks like he was
Yeah,
apprehended
not
and
according to-
delivered to Evo. So
yeah,
obviously,
not according to this profile.
Oh, because this is still Evo stuff, isn't it?
because he wanted to go back to the UCAS, I believe, which is where he's from.
Yeah. He was all like, I am a UCAS citizen.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
So,
I mean, we could try and contact
Yeah.
him and offer to try and get him out again as part of the rescue.
yeah.
In return
Well,
for
I mean,
I mean, if
and
we
he
can
might
get
be
him
able
to
feed us good
cooperate,
evidence.
cooperate in an extraction. So we should probably figure out like what we want out of this. Like, do we want any of these guys alive? Like, maybe chefs, so we can grill them about the project.
It hasn't worked out
Yeah.
for us so far.
Our mage does now have mind probe.
I do love that her specialty for Long March is survival, by the way, Arctic.
Lol. Yeah, it's a bit of a fucking Easter egg in there. That's all.
Yeah, like if we get our hands like someone like Chef and we get the opportunity to like work on him, we can have Fenway mind probe him and probably get some good intel on the project. But other than that, I don't see a ton of reason to not just like rain some pretty heavy ordnance on the rest of the place.
I think we should just go with that as our base. Do that first.
Yeah, the main allergy for Nosferatu is wood. Also, depriving her of air will knock her out, by the way.
Like, if we get jumped by killing fields, we're probably in trouble. Like, if we get into a position where we can prep for it, though, we got a decent number of options.
I mean, like, depriving someone of air is a pretty good strategy normally.
I've found it's been very effective in the past.
of air.
But more to the point, she's not immune to it. Not immune to it, and
like when I want a good deal on a new purchase, I buy a new computer. I deprive my salesman of air. And,
It gives you a better deal.
Usually works.
yeah, Yeah, sorry.
And even
Yeah.
the priming of hair won't kill her; it'll just put her into dormancy.
This is this might be changing the subject a little bit, but it's important information, I feel. Boats have been coming and going from the farm. They're only usually small boats, probably carry about maybe 100 kilos of fish in total. And 100 kilos of fish sounds like a lot, but some of these catfish are fucking huge, right? Like a single catfish can weigh 20 kilos in tonne sap. They're freaking huge. Anyway, so boats are coming and going over those 48 hours, bringing in, as I said, about 100 kilos of fish in. That doesn't go a long way towards feeding all the animals that they've got and all the trolls that they've got, for that matter. And it would appear that no matter how much protein they're bringing in, they don't have nearly enough to sustain all of this big farm here. And so, as a result, some of the animals are being neglected, whereas it seems that the big crocodiles are certainly not. They're getting their amount of meat. Yeah, so that's something just to think about. Locals don't come and go that you've noticed, but they are in the vicinity. There's rice farms only a couple of kilometres away, maybe 3 kilometres away, basically. A fairly similar perimeter, maybe a little bit larger, but a fairly similar perimeter to what was going on at the airport. So at about 3 kilometres away, life is back to normal, whereas at the 2 kilometre mark, there are some enterprising people who go out and do their rice farming. But like 1 kilometre mark is basically a kill zone where the trolls fire a couple of warning or not warning shots from their machine guns in that direction, and anyone or anything quickly disperses.
What are they feeding the herbivores?
That's a good question, and not much. It seems that they are suffering even more than the other animals. The elephants are just basically browsing anything they can, so they're ripping branches off all the trees. They're ripping up seagrass from within the various enclosures. But yeah, it looks like the elephants in particular are going to run out of food inevitably. There's only so much nutrition they can get from eating ornamental plants.
They're not making any efforts to bring in grass or hay or trees or anything?
We've only been watching them for 48 hours, and in that time, you haven't noticed them bring in anything like that. Hay doesn't really exist. There might be trash from, say, rice. It's a little bit different, but hay is not a byproduct of rice. So any foliage that they'd have to bring in would probably be cuttings or something like that.
So, where are the elephants on this map?
Around here, this that central area.
Oh, where the barking deer are?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that sort of area there. 11, 12. Between 11, 12 and 20.
What kind of measures are keeping them inside that area?
Chains. They are chained to trees. And it looks like they'd be able to probably break the chains if they really wanted to, or escape again if they really wanted to. And indeed, one of them did get away, but that was quite some time ago. For the most part, they seem to be getting agitated, getting increasingly agitated, and that might be an issue for them.
Getting hungry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
if anyone else has any objections, I personally would like to surveil this place for quite a bit longer.
We don't want to go down there and free the elephants or something?
I'd like to get more information first. Unless someone else has something else they want to do.
Yeah, it seems like with their mage, they don't have to worry about keeping the elephants under control.
Well, I mean, we could always kill the mage.
Yeah,
which I believe is.
Yeah, like we do a little bit of surveillance to figure out a schedule, and then like set like Ricochet and Jez up in a perch and have them drop them. Then we can like besiege the place or work out another plan. But the mage is out of the way while their guard's still down.
I mean, the whole thing's going to come to a head if they're not eating. So
it's entirely possible the shaman knows some kind of magic to help with that. There are
Yeah,
spells.
his whole thing was like he used his magic to commune with an elephant. Like that seems
no,
to
I
be
meant
his
the
thing.
whole base. If they're not bringing in enough food,
Yeah,
it's
but
going
if
to
we
come
put
to a
him in
head relatively quickly.
but if we put them in a siege situation, that'll put their guard up, and we may not be able to get a shot on their mage.
That's why we should just drop the mage right now.
All right. Is there anything else we want to establish with surveillance before we do this?
I wouldn't mind knowing if they have any aerial forces.
Yeah.
I mean, if they did, it'd be from the airport, which they don't have anymore.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
They could have aerial drones.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had them, wouldn't they be
suppose-
using them?
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll use my drone to make a matrix perception check and try to spot any like running silent icons in the air above the farm, if that's possible.
Sure. All right. So spending another day of surveillance then?
Actually, I'll probably ask my agent Michael to do it because he's better at perception than me.
Yep. Go ahead and make the check, and then roll a d10. Okay. All right. So you make your that was 3 successes on matrix perception. Not great. You don't spot any hidden icons that you aren't anticipating. Yeah, you don't spot any hidden icons that you aren't anticipating. You notice that each of the trolls has a comm link, which shouldn't surprise anyone in the world, but they do. So there's a bit of communications going on between them. It's encrypted, but all transmissions are encrypted, so it doesn't look like it'd be a great challenge to hack it. They seem to be fairly simple comm links with only moderate firewalls and protection. Anyway, you don't spot any icons, you don't spot any drones coming in, you don't spot any aerial surveillance. You do, however, spot some tractors. There are 3 tractors. They've got big cart loads of big carts, suitable for planting cane or some other product, rice, I suppose. Anyway, relatively small tractor with a relatively big tray. There are 3 of them coming. It's like an entourage, I guess, a caravan perhaps. 3 tractors, each with big trays. The trays are full of something, and they are chugging along. Jig, 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 jig. They go past the 3-kilometer mark. They reach the 2-kilometer mark. They're closing in on the 1-kilometer mark, and it doesn't seem like anyone has challenged them yet. Normally, they're a kilometer away, and it doesn't seem to have caused the Khmer Rouge to mobilize their forces and start firing grenades or anything like that.
You said it's 3 tractors carrying what?
3. Each of them has a tray, and the tray is full of something that we have a product we haven't yet determined.
All right. Guess I will cloak my drone and move it over to get a look at what's inside the tractors.
All right. So make a stealth roll for it. There should be no problem. These tractor drivers don't have cyber eyes or fucking optical binoculars or anything like that. So perfect. Turns out Trey might be spot on the money here. It appears to be human body parts. Like a ton. Each tractor is carrying a ton of human body parts. Mostly whole bodies, but sometimes hacked off hands or legs and so on.
Sorry, was it carrying this in or out, did you say?
In. They're carrying them in. They're bringing them in, yeah. You don't know where they've come from, but they've come from out of town.
Well, like you said, like the Kamaru seem to have limitless like soldiers with no equipment. I assume quite a lot of them die. I assume these, so it's not too far fetched to say that they're putting
and
their
they're
bodies to
just
use.
committing genocide on a mass scale.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, like the killing fields, like aren't a nickname. So when the tractors like leave, I'll put my drone on like following them. But as you said, they like go out of town at some point.
Yeah, that's right. They appear to be heading all the way back to Bottom Bowl. They have to stop to get petrol, to get liquid fuel again. But they, if you follow them for like 20 kilometers, then that's the direction they're going, and back up the highway towards Bottom Bowl.
Got it. Yeah, that established. We'll send the drone back to the farm. All right. So, best I can tell, unless there's like a spirit up there we haven't noticed, there's no aerial surveillance.
None that you've spot, no.
Yeah, no problem. Report that back to Ricochet and say, so you feel comfortable setting up a sniper position with Flash?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Of the vehicle, maybe a kilometer or so behind you on call to swoop in if shit hits the fan.
Where do you think you're going to set up?
Yeah, not sure. That's 1 kilometer exclusion zone, basically, right?
Yeah, that's right. Kilometer exclusion zone, but really a 2 kilometer exclusion zone this time. Between 2 and 3 kilometers there's practically no one as well. Just some brave souls who are out there working the rice fields. They probably own all the land. Whoever owns the crocodile farm probably owns all the land for half a kilometer in any direction anyway. So it's unoccupied land to begin with. Yeah.
Yep. And what's the terrain around it? It's mostly rice paddies around.
Yeah, that's right. Floodplains. A floodplain's converted to rice paddies. Converted back to floodplains. It's an overflow swamp, so that in monsoons such as the one we're experiencing right now, this place all turns into basically a lake. The lake might only be 2 feet deep, but it's basically a lake that goes for hectares and hectares and hectares. So normally this would probably be rice farming country, but at the moment it's underwater.
It's all underwater.
More or less, right? This is basically one big island. Kind of, in a sense.
Mm.
We could Crocodile Dundee it.
Yeah, what's the range on your rifle?
Maximum range, I think, is about 1,500.
There are 100 little islands out there in the swamp. Some of them as big as a bedroom, and some of them as big as a shopping centre.
Ideally, I'd like to, if possible, get within 750 meters, though. That's the problem.
I mean, what if we already ordered one alligator, one crocodile, right? And we're all pretty good at stealth, the three of us.
yeah, decent, I think.
So I mean, we order 2 more crocodiles, hollow them out, and walk up the river. You can set up in these trees. You two take one corner, and I'll provide the escape route on the second corner. And that'll get you, I mean, what, across that field and possible oversight.
I don't know how well I'll fit inside a crocodile, though.
I mean, you don't have to get all the way in. We can just hollow out the guts and, like I said, Crocodile Dundee it down the river.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking crocodiles, not alligators. Like, he'd probably fit in one.
You just have to be able to get your head inside one. I don't...
Arctic GM calls Ricochet the size of a crocodile.
There are some big crocodiles out there. There are some big crocs.
Yeah, I'm willing to give that a try. With the aerial surveillance that Neo's been doing, I want to try and see if I can find a island, like one of those little islands. What kind of vegetation is on the little islands? Just
virtually none. It's kind of like if you're familiar, obviously, with Cane Headlands. It's a lot like that. Rice Headlands and Cane Headlands are basically the same. Grassy knolls.
Bit of wild grass, basically. Yeah, not cool. So I'll try and find something like that.
Yeah.
It's within probably 750 meters of this spot here. So 500 meters off the top of the map.
All right, 500 meters off the top of the map. No worries.
I will,
maybe in that
this
direction.
field, is this field flooded where the key is?
Where the key is. Not really flooded, but it is wet. So it's more like marsh than a lake or a swamp. You'd be every time you take a footstep, you're probably going to sink about 3 or 4 inches into water, but it's not water that you could swim through. Just mosquito country.
I missed the last 5 minutes. What are we doing? Are we sneaking somewhere? Or is Ricochet soloing?
If you go with him, I'm back up, and then I was just going to infiltrate here in case shit goes wrong. We can confuse them and give everybody time to exfil.
Well, there's 2 approaches, right? Like I can go somewhere separately from him, so it's less likely that because we're not together, right? So that lowers the chances of us both getting caught.
Yeah.
But it also raises the chances of one of us getting caught with the other one somewhere where they can't really help.
Well, that's why I figured if we had, 3 teams, and being able to try, the other 2 be able to triangulate to help the third person extradite could be very helpful.
So you want to set up in 3 places that can all cover each other.
Well, I'm good up to 500 meters. So if I get somewhere in here, I will, if nothing else, be able to pin down most of the park if they're trying to take cover from him.
Sorry, Arctic. That river at the bottom of the map, which side of that heads towards Tonle Sap, the east or the west? You're on mute, Arctic. Must be busy.
How does vision enhancement work with like the range on weapons? Isn't there one of them that like
vision
lets
en-
you?
Vision enhancement gives you bonus on perception tests. Vision magnification helps reduce range modifiers if you take aim.
Yeah, you spend an action taking aim, you reduce the range penalties by 1 step. So extreme becomes long, long becomes medium, medium becomes short.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Arctic looks like he's not here at the moment, or having difficulties. I was thinking maybe you could set up actually across the river here. Do we have a boat or just the sub?
Well, no, that was my crocodile idea. Was walk us in through there at night.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just thinking if we could have a boat nearby for exfil, if possible.
Yeah.
How big is this? How big is this whole area?
Yeah, best
Pretty
I can
big.
do is submerge the van at the bottom of the river and just pop it up and open the roof hatch when you guys need out.
I think that's fine, but
Well, I mean, in all honesty, as long as we can get, I mean, like once we're a click away, the odds of them catching us, as far as the 3 or if Shadow comes along, 4 of us, is pretty slim, I think. Especially if,
as long as we've taken out the mage.
well, I mean, yeah, if you take out the mage and the other teams don't fire unless you can't exfil.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean-
Arctic. Sorry, I was asking why I didn't realize you were gone. That river on the bottom of the map, that's the one that connects onto Tonle Sap eventually, right?
Yeah, that's right, and all the way to Bottom Bowl.
Which side of that river is the one that heads towards Tonle Sap? Is it the east side or the west side?
Yeah, this Tonle Sap is in this direction, west.
Okay, that way goes towards Tonle. Yep. All right.
Yeah, which means that the water flows west as well, since it flows towards the lake.
That river is pretty deep at the moment, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably not much more than a stream to begin with, but right now it's broken the banks and it's become one really broad river, probably hundreds of meters across, but only a few inches or feet deep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's a floodplain, right? It's a floodplain in flood. Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably our best way to come in then, is come up the river from Tonle Sap. Just drive up in the sub, go a bit past it, and then we can, once we come out, just walk back.
How tall is the sub?
It's about bus height, but I think the river is pretty deep at the moment because of the inundation from the monsoon.
It varies. The river's more wide than it is deep, because the river can only get so deep before it breaks the banks, and once it breaks the banks, it just floods out in a floodplain. So so the river's not as deep as what other rivers do get in floods, because the banks are quite low.
Is it deep enough that the van could hide at the bottom of it somewhere?
It would vary. A lot of the way, probably not. Some of the way, probably. In any case, it's likely to be extremely silty. And our vehicle could probably handle it, but any vehicle that doesn't have tracks would really struggle. Like, this isn't just four-wheel drive country. This is driving through a river in flood. Rivers in flood wash SUVs away in a fucking instant.
Yeah, conveniently, my vehicle has tracks.
Yeah. So your vehicle is the sort of thing that could probably handle this, but anything short of exactly what you've got would be unlikely to make it. This isn't Jeep country. Yeah. this is tank. This is army duck country, and you've kind of got an army duck.
Yeah, I got treads for moving along the silt, and I got submersible capabilities, so I can kind of
Yeah.
move in and out of the river.
Yeah,
If we circled around, then in the truck could we come from this side? Possibly. Wouldn't have to drive as far through the river, then might be more likely to get it.
Potentially. Whichever way you come, the dead zone's likely to be the same, the 3 kilometre, 2 kilometre, 1 kilometre dead zone. That's not a hard and fast rule, but no matter which direction you come from, it's a good guideline to about how much attention you'll attract at certain points.
I mean, ideally, I think we want to try and get the van hidden somewhere around here in the river. Just that way, if we need to get out, we can withdraw to the van and GTFO.
Speaking of vans, there are some vans. This is the third day of surveillance right now. This is the same day that we pick up the human corpses. They get dumped relatively early in the morning, not long after dawn. They're dumped, and the tractors then leave again. Around about 11 a.m., a black bulldog seems to be approaching the compound, the farm. It breaks the 3 kilometre mark. It breaks the 2 kilometre mark, and at this point, there's only one. It's following a main road, and there's only one place the road leads to, and that's the farm. So it would appear that a black bulldog van, whose any other markers, we can't tell at a casual glance, but we know enough about vehicles to recognise a bulldog when we see one. So a black bulldog van is closing in 3 kilometres, 2 kilometres towards the farm. Do we do anything about it?
Government vehicle, I believe. Yep.
Looks like it. Hey, government don't have an exclusive license on black bulldogs, but people who use them, well, they kind of do, right? But yeah, they do and they don't. They do and they don't. If you have a black bulldog, then that probably means that you have connections with the government, or you are the government, or you're powerful enough that you can break the rule, because it is kind of illegal, but not illegal in the same way as driving around in a cop car is. Anyway, you get the idea. It's probably the government, and if not, then it's someone who has government connections.
All right, yeah, keep surveillance with the drone.
All right. As not surprisingly, the bulldog goes to the compound, flashes its headlights a little bit, and the guard tower. They permit them to come in. They have to open a medieval style gate, pull it across, and but it looks flimsy enough that the bulldog van could probably drive straight through it if it really, really wanted to. Anyway, so they pull the gate across, the old style gate on rollers, and the vehicle then parks in the car park. They get out, and a couple of people in suits, a couple of Thais or Khmers or Chinese, Japanese, Asians. Some Asians get out in suits. I'm not sure how much what we're doing for surveillance, what we're using, how close we're getting, that sort of stuff.
I think we're using my Mage Geeker drone with the chameleon coating and basically keeping it at a decent distance and using Vision Mag.
Cool. So we'll give you a +2 to your sneak, but a -2 to your perception, since you're trying to be safe rather than nosy.
Fair enough. Do you want me to roll another sneak?
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and roll another sneak and another perception. +2, -2.
Fuck me.
Yeah. You're not going to be detected by anything. You're a leaf on the wind.
Yeah. Limit on that ought to be, I think, the vehicle's handling, but that's still like, yeah, because amended, that should be much less than 12. Sorry.
No worries.
6. So it limits 6 on that.
6 is still pretty nuts. 12 is utterly nuts, but 6 is nuts. So yeah, make a perception with a -2 due to your the safety of your distance.
Where's my? There it is. That's sensor limit, which is 6 again.
So you pick up everything there is to pick up. They are government license plates. They aren't people that you recognise, although you haven't spent a lot of time trying to work out who the faceless men within Cambodia are. You more or less ignore any government representatives you've come across, except for the big boys. So yeah, you don't recognise their faces. Certainly, it's not Mr. White or anyone like that. They are government plates, and they stick around for about half an hour. During that time, there's a fair bit of tension in the air, whereas the government operatives stay near their vehicles. Some trolls keep their fingers on the trigger nearby. But after about half an hour, they've picked up a couple of big packages of some green fibrous plant material that has been packed tightly into cubes of probably about a kilo each. Several kilos of this tightly packed green plant material. Lots of crocodile skins. They pick up fucking dozens and dozens of beautiful long crocodile skins, and lots of birds. The birds are being transported in essentially big Tupperware containers, basically. Giant plastic boxes with plastic lids. And the parrots and fucking macaws and toucans and birds of paradise and lots of beautiful plumage and exotic species. And so they load this leather and these big bricks of plant material and these exotic birds up into the bulldog, and they fit as much as they can in, but the bulldog has only got a certain amount of capacity. So they have to decide, which one do we put away? And they actually put away the plant material. It seems that has the least amount of value. They keep the birds, they keep the leather, and keep some of the plant material, and the vehicle's ready to drive off again.
Godfather sees that they're loading the van with valuables. He'll ping the rest of the team a copy of the photo of them doing it and say, van just pulled up at the farm, loading it with valuables for export, it looks like. You want to hit it? Deprive them of loot and get a payday at the same time?
Fuck yes.
Sounds good to me.
Right. We can wait till it leaves the farm. I can have my drone activate a jammer, and then we can hit the van itself.
All right. It's about 15 kilometres to get to the city, such as it is. As we know, the first 2 kilometres are dead area. The third kilometre is also pretty dead. We also know that it's heavy rain. The roads are flooded. Rice paddies, buffalo, tractors, you know the deal by now. Given that the road between the city, where it's presumably going, and the farm is 15 kilometres, and you know the terrain by now, where do you do your hit? How do you orchestrate your hit? It's this should go off without a hitch. Tell me how.
I think we'd all have to just pile in the van and drive on an intercept route.
We don't want to
bridge or something.
Yeah, we need a choke.
Yeah.
And some kind of blocking.
Yeah, I mean the van itself would work for that, or I can remotely call up the Toyota Gopher from town.
Man, you are nice. I was thinking about just shooting the engine block out of several one-eyed buffaloes.
I mean, you want to do that too. It'd be easier. So, yeah, shoot a couple buffalo, pile them in the middle of the road, hide the van nearby.
I'm talking like those tractor things.
The iron buffaloes.
Yeah,
that's such a great name.
It fucking is, isn't it?
I like in my mind, I was just thinking of your pocketbook.
Yeah. I mean, I assume they're not going to ram it.
Actually, well, I mean, no, that's exactly what I would expect them to do. Try to ram through the barrier.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, pedal to the metal, like, I ought to be able to, like, just outrun this fucking van in my bus, so long as I jump in, because it'll boost the speed.
What an incredible vehicle. Like, is there nothing it can't do?
It cannot fly.
Can't fly. I didn't get that mod.
But this is like something in a twisted metal, that vehicle, you know? Like,
I mean,
basically, like it's all short of like the button that turns it into like a fucking ice cream robot.
Just keep in mind, you're going to be attacking the government, not the Khmer Rouge, when you do this.
government plates.
I'm pretty sure Mr. White will overlook us hitting some government people dealing with the Khmer Rouge.
Okay, officially, we thought the van was stolen by the Khmer Rouge, and we're merely trying to get back government assets.
Yeah, fair.
Okay.
It was clearly Khmer Rouge masquerading as government agents. Because obviously no government agents would deal with the Khmer Rouge. Yeah.
Right, Fenway?
Excuse me, so I didn't hear that.
We were thoroughly convinced that it was the Khmer Rouge had stolen a government vehicle.
That makes sense.
And we were merely taking care of that problem.
It did exit a Khmer Rouge stronghold.
Are you going to follow the van with your drone to make sure see where it's going?
Yeah, I'm gonna tail it from behind with the drone and get the sensor or the jammer in place to make sure they don't call for help, and then just roll up on them with the van, I think, and got the gun ports if you guys want to open up on them.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, got enough for everybody. Pick one. There's basically one on each side of the vehicle.
Wait, how many did you say there were?
There's 4 total, one on each side of the vehicle.
We're like
Right,
pirates in seas that are only 12 inches deep.
We're land pirates.
We're about to give them a fucking broadside.
Maritime law does not state how deep the water has to be.
I'm pretty sure it does, actually.
No one asked you. You're not a goddamn lawyer.
I'm almost
Just be sure.
100% sure that
Seas anyway.
Does the party bus have an emergency sail in case the motor gives out?
I mean, it probably has like 3 or 4
This is something I need to know, please.
Yeah, you need to install like a You need to install like a retractable flag, you know?
That would be good.
I did give it the improved economy mod, which like one of the things it suggests for like improving fuel efficiency is like adding fucking sails to the vehicle.
Really?
Awesome.
Which is really dumb. I think they suggest it for like boats, but yeah. I took it to me and I got a more fuel efficient engine.
Nice.
Better aerodynamics.
Yeah,
Solar
the
sails
aerodynamics
could
of the
have-
signature masking.
You got a speed stripe.
There we go.
I painted it red.
That's it. And then painted it black.
Yeah,
But it's
Keely,
red
sorry,
underneath it.
that's how whenever I jump in, I enhance the vehicle speed as I use the chameleon coating to turn it red.
Brilliant.
Godfather is secretly an orc.
So we have it's 15 kilometers between farm and city. That's assuming they're going to the city, and we have no real reason to assume that. What terrain? What locale? What? As I said, the ambush should go off without a hitch. How do you make sure that that's the case?
Yeah.
If
Hit
it's
it
like-
somewhere like out of public view. Obviously gonna keep the drone following it from the farm so we don't lose it in case it's not going to the city.
Yeah, could be going to the airport.
Yeah.
If it's like flooding and storming, I can drop a tree somewhere with my chainsaw.
I mean, a ramming attack would work, but I don't want to wreck everything in the vehicle.
No, I just mean like so they can't keep driving because there's a tree in the road.
Yeah. Yeah, we could always just drop a tree at the road, somewhere out of public view. When they stop, bring the truck out from the
Small point
side
of
of the
order.
road or somewhere like behind an embankment.
Do we really give a fuck at this point about our public awareness? Like we've been
Excellent
pretty.
question.
We've been
I don't
pretty.
want to tip the farm off that we're hitting their convoy.
Is there anywhere where there's a decent tree? Is probably the main thing.
You'll find one. Yeah.
Cool.
It's a palm tree that should be like 500 kilometers away up on a beach somewhere, but here it is out in the middle of the fucking swamp.
Yeah, just drop it down so it makes the road virtually impassable.
Yeah.
Set up the truck somewhere nearby, like behind a hill or something, so that like once the van stops, we can sort of swoop in and block it from behind. And then we can, send the drone in with the jammer, cut off their comms, and we can light it up with stick and shock to kill the engine, or just get out of the van and shoot them.
When we were
Anything
surveilling them, did you see any weapons on them at all?
The handguns, like those, what are those, silver vipers? Is that what it's called?
Sliver
Like
gun?
a
Type of sliver gun?
yeah, the guns that the Asian gangsters use to make themselves look cool.
Yeah, probably silver guns.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah, the ones
Sliver
that fire
gun.
like flechette or
Yeah,
like
that's them.
silence by default.
They're actually kind of shit, really. Like, unless you're taking out civilians, they're not that good. But
They're not that bad because they're
yeah,
their burst fire is the big advantage on them.
but flechette rounds, like what anything worth its salt doesn't have armor? I mean, who are we fighting here? The Khmer Rouge?
Yeah, but even against armor, flechette rounds aren't terrible.
You get more damage than you lose in armor on an average roll, anyway.
And yeah, when you throw in the burst fire, they're pretty hurty.
I think that they're the iPhone of guns, but that's just me.
Yeah. Out of curiosity,
What you're saying is a quality piece of hardware, right, Ark?
What I'm saying is the Koreans love them. That's what I'm saying.
when I scanned the guys earlier, can I make out any Yakuza tattoos or any of that shit?
Yeah, and you did a great job on your scanning. You maxed it out. No signs of them, and you maybe do some sort of analysis or whatever, and they don't seem to be Japanese anyway. They're not Japanese or Chinese. They're probably Southeast Asian. But telling a Thai from a Khmer is probably beyond your own personal expertise. Southeast Asians, but not no evidence of gang affiliation, unless you consider the government a gang, and I fucking do. But anyway.
Yeah. So how about we put the tree in, bring the truck in from behind to block them, somewhere where there's something blocking the both sides of the road so they can't run off those ways. Maybe is there like a tunnel anywhere? I don't know.
Yeah, sure, tunnel. Yeah, we can go with a tunnel. Yeah, there might be like an overpass or something like that. Not exactly a tunnel, but
Close enough.
close
Somewhere you
enough.
can box
Can,
a vehicle in.
Precisely.
Can Trey get down
Yeah.
by the tree and hide off on the side of the road?
Yeah, you're pretty small, and as long as you don't mind getting dirty and muddy, that is, then you're able to hide.
Yeah.
We have
Since
something.
we don't know who these guys
do we have
are,
like a chainsaw or something to cut the tree down? Did we establish that?
Yeah, I got a monofilament chainsaw.
Yeah, cool. I thought you
Members
did.
have
Yeah, cool.
chainsaws.
Just. It seemed like standard gear for you guys. Just wanted to check. You were saying, sorry, Neil?
Yeah. Do we want to hold these guys up so we can maybe get them alive and figure out like who they are, where this shit's supposed to be going?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since we seem to have them massively outgunned.
How many of
might
them?
lose.
The second they see your van, they're gonna shit themselves.
How many of them
like,
were
I
there?
decloak and bust out the Ares alphas. Yeah.
You think 3. You saw 2, but no one got out of the driver's seat. So unless it was operating on autopilot, probably 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figure they don't really have much of a chance by the time this goes down.
But they've got silver vipers or whatever they're called. Fucking, they're the iPhones of the
Yeah.
gun world, man.
Airy
if I-
Viper sliver gun.
I've
if
seen
I-
these things in movies. They fucking kill everything.
Yeah, if I stand there for like 5 initiative passes and just let them shoot me, they'd probably kill me.
They run out of ammunition.
But that's if I just stand there.
I'm happy to test that theory.
I reckon you'd be
It sounds
okay.
like some shit Flash would do for shits and giggles. Like picks up like a sliver gun and he's like, dude, shoot me with this. Shoot me with this.
What you're saying, Flash?
See how long
is
it
let
takes
them
to
have
hurt
4
me.
turns and then kill them on the 5th round, right?
Yeah, we'll give them a fighting chance. Where's my code of honor, Karma?
Every enemy I fight has the chance to attack me 5 times before I start fighting back.
Give them 5 initiative passes before I start killing them all.
Code of honor, narcolepsy.
The rain breaks out to becoming incredibly heavy during this operation. In the 5 minutes between when we chop the tree down and between when they arrive, the heavens open up. It is torrential. And so you can see these guys coming down the road. They're only doing about 50 kilometers an hour, which is half of what they'd probably be doing normally, maybe even a third. And you can see their headlights, their floodlights coming on as they push through the bloated, flooded, overflowing river. The road and the river are all but indistinguishable from each other at this point. And they're coming up towards the overpass, the tunnel that we've chosen. We've knocked the tree down. Prey's in position. They get within about 50 meters of the tree, maybe even 40 meters before they even notice it's there. They slam the brakes on, but they weren't going particularly fast anyway. And so what do we do while these guys are basically slowing down to a crawl of 20 kilometers an hour, about 40 meters away from point X, from impact with the tree? You guys know where you are. You might be in the overpass, you might be in the van, you might be like Trey, hiding behind the tree. It's a lone government vehicle. What do we do?
So one quick thing, just before we start anything, who is here? Ricochet's here. Godfather's here.
I thought I was
Prey's
like in the
here.
van.
Flash is here. Fenway's here. Okay, cool.
Yeah, full team up.
Is
I
Bernie
think
here?
everyone's there.
Yeah, not just checking. Make sure everyone was in.
Yeah, good to find out.
Probably doesn't need to be a full team up, but we're all bored. Been sitting
Yeah,
around
we're
watching these
jacking-
idiots for 3
We're
days.
basically carjacking somebody. Like,
Does anyone stay back and keep
Yeah, but
eye on surveillance?
The last fully successful operation was stealing a car. I mean, let's get a second one.
You say carjacking somebody, but I think you're carjacking the FBI. That's not just somebody,
I'd probably be out in the trees with Pelgrad in the mud.
yeah. Remember, try not to kill these guys. Non-lethal. We're holding them up, not murdering them for the moment. At least until we figure out who they are.
So wait, does Stick and Shock disable cars? Is that a thing?
It deals electrical damage, and if you deal enough electrical damage, yeah, you can fuck up a vehicle.
Most
Okay,
vehicles
okay.
probably not really take damage from the stick and
Couldn't
shock
we
thing.
use like influence to get them to like stop the car and like throw the keys out?
You can see the
Not
driver.
if they're
Yeah.
using mirrored glass.
Or like if it's like tinted?
It's pretty standard for vehicles in Shadowrun to use mirrored glass because people are paranoid about shit like having someone fling a mind control spell through their windshield.
I mean, it's not
Like,
completely
people are
outfounded.
paranoid about mages. Yeah.
And also it's just cool.
Yeah.
But I'll shoot the glass out and then you mind control them.
They're gonna stop anyway. Like, let's just wait until they do and then bust out with the fucking guns, box them in from behind, activate the jammer, and tell them to get out of the vehicle. They run for it, we shoot out their tires and blow out their engine.
I mean, they're likely going to have run flat. So, engine.
It's less fun, but I guess.
Yeah. Just focus on the engine block with either AP or Stick and Shock. Yeah, if you're willing to babysit the compound, Shadow, that'd be more than useful.
Yeah, I can do that.
I think Trey's watching it through his Cyber Eyes. If you want to come there.
Is he going to be watching the compound, or is he going to be on the truck?
No,
No,
he's
I thought I was the only one on the ground. So originally I was trying to feed it my Cyber Eyes feed through the group link.
Yeah, giving us the piggyback through this vision.
I just kind of assumed
Yeah.
you hacked them already.
I don't hack my teammates' shit.
yeah, we only drugs them. Come on. It's
Yeah,
that
I only
standard.
roofie them sometimes when it's necessary.
We've all hit a dry spell,
Anyway.
just not nature.
So how close to the tree do they get when they stop?
40 meters. Yeah, 120 feet.
I'll send the drone in above them and kick on the area jammer.
All right,
So
and
Neo,
the
just to be
rain's
sure-
so heavy they don't seem to notice. Sorry, what were you saying?
Sorry, I was just asking if Neo was going in or if he was sticking with the party bus.
Oh, I'm sticking with the party bus.
Yeah, Neo never leaves.
Rigor.
I think he's going in with the party bus.
Neo is playing the party bus.
Okay, one more time.
Wait. All right, so they've come to a stop. I guess
They
this
come
is
to
when-
a stop. That's right. So they well, not quite a stop. Rather, they hit the brakes and they go from 50 kilometers an hour to about 20 kilometers an hour. Very, very slow, 10 miles an hour, and they're coming up towards the tree. Do we do anything, or do we wait for them to come to a stop, or do something?
Wait for them to come to us. Stop, and if they like ram through it or any of that shit, like we open up and I can pursue.
All right. They pull up. They ran about 10 meters away from it, and you can see them just hang around for about 5 or 10 seconds. Do we act during that period?
You want me to run up and like cut their engine block with my chainsaw?
Their comms are dead. They're basically priority one is disable the vehicle.
Repeat. Do you want me to run up and cut their engine block with my chainsaw?
Actually,
Disable the vehicle.
Trey will
Yes.
answer that and cut one of the tires.
Just to be
off.
sure, how quickly do you think they're going to react?
Do we want to give them the option to get out of the car first so that we can possibly
Nope.
keep the car? Or
No, just cut one
I
of the
will
run
tell
flat
Flash,
tires in
like, go,
half.
go.
That will disable it.
Yeah.
Cut
Run.
one of the
I'll
tires
be
in
patting
half.
her on the back, like, go. Cut off a tire. Cut off a tire.
All right, I'm gonna run up and try to cut off a tire with a chainsaw.
All right. Make a melee attack. The tire is not dodging, so you don't have to
Okay.
worry about its defense.
I'm going to prep a flashbang, so as soon as the door opens, I'm going to chuck it in.
All right, I think this is right.
that'll be enough. Any idea how much damage that is? Just, ignoring armor and everything.
Let's see. Gear chainsaw.
12 damage, 8 armor piercing.
Alright, well, the tire has 1 hit point and 1 armor, so I reckon that's gonna do it. And you just fucking send this tire to the Goodyear in the sky. It's you've chopped off half the axle along with the tire itself. The fucking vehicle just sinks down into the mud. Like a table with 3 legs. One of the doors opens as oh no! What do you do, Trey? The door opens on the passenger side.
I will chuck the flashbang into the car.
Bam! The guy stumbles out blinded, falls face first into the mud, and drops his Viper silver gun in the puddle. Government! He says, no, government! No! Don't fire!
He is obviously lying. I will kick him in the knee.
Alright, you successfully detect his lie by pure instinct. You don't need any fucking dice pool. You know when this government operative wearing government clothing in a government vehicle on government instruction is lying. So you kick him in the knee, you hear a satisfying pop. He's already weaponless anyway. You can see his data jack inside his head is short-circuiting because he's got it submerged in the muddy water.
And how many people are inside the van?
2, and they both have their hands up.
I will drag them outside of the van. And
Government, he says! Government!
I will hit that one in the jaw. Subdual. Or stun, whatever.
Yeah, you don't knock him out, but you knock him senseless.
Start zip tying.
He should be taking quite a bit of stun from the flashbang, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's senseless anyway. He's still he's not comatose, but he is senseless.
I'll start zip tying these guys.
All right, you have captured 3 government operatives. One of them has a dislocated jaw. One of them has a short-circuiting brain. But they are. The other one has just surrendered.
Excellent. He seems like the smartest of them, so I guess we'll ask him the questions.
How long have you been working for the Khmer Rouge?
Yeah,
No, government, he says. It's a special delivery.
Can I try a mind probe?
Yeah, sure.
I think he needs to do, it's opposed. It's a willpower plus logic plus counterspelling if he has it.
Don't think this guy is counterspell.
I mean, I'm just saying it, so like for future reference, I guess. And I add spellcasting plus magic.
They can choose to use counterspelling die on it, but you're limited in a round how many you can use.
Yeah, and I use my spellcasting plus magic, like force.
Okay.
I'll do mind probe, and I'll force 6.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'll use an edge as well.
He's zapping this dude in the head.
It's a sustained spell, so like when you're asking questions, like to like change like what he's thinking about, so like I'll be able to read his mind as he's like answering questions.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
1.
Trey will ask Jazz
maybe
to bring the chainsaw over.
You asked me to do
Oh,
what?
wait a minute, I know what happened. No, I think I might still be injured. I still have like injuries on the sheet. No, I don't.
Did you roll to rest?
I'm looking at that roll. It was just a bad roll.
Yeah, just a bad roll. I thought I still had something like written on it.
This guy,
You spend a
I
point of edge,
will.
so you can
Yeah.
do the re-rolls.
Like, can I spend
Yeah.
edge even though I've spent edge?
You have 2 points, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
And it
Yeah, you get
recovers.
another point.
Okay.
Can
you
you
get
spend
one
edge
back
to
every time.
re-roll? Can you spend edge to re-roll a roll that you've already spent edge on? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah,
No,
so I've already
Oh,
done
you
that.
edged it beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, so that was just an ultra unlucky roll.
I
Oh,
spent
yeah,
all my luck
exactly.
before.
Hey, you know what? It's fine. I got the titanium bone lacing. That's what matters.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose he
I guess
got
we'll
more
just
than
have
one
to
success.
torture this guy.
Trey has other ways. Between me, Jazz, and the rest of the group, I think we can get him to talk.
No, I know you. I see you at town hall. I know you. You are grandfather. Yes. Your name Ricky. He points at Ricochet. Yes, I know you. I see you before. Grandfather and Ricky. Ricky and
Trey will be
Granddad.
looking at Ricochet like,
I think I growl at that.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
totally
cool.
will.
That's
Pretty
pretty
We'll go through
close.
his fucking files and see if he recognizes this guy's face from his cyber eyes at the town hall.
Make a data search. Yes.
That's pretty good. We got grandfather and Ricky.
New cartoon series by
I hate
Dan
my
Harmon.
fucking neck, Chris.
Like, can I ask them who they think I am?
No, they don't know you.
Disappointed.
and what's inside those grass bundles?
Smoko. Ganja.
On.
They picked up a few of them, but they had to unload a bunch of them, but they still brought a few bricks with them.
Where were they
What's
supposed to be going?
Airport. You go to airport for Thailand, Bangkok.
On whose orders?
We are told by Sukaporn, who that's the name of that's Mr. White's proper name.
Did he tell you this personally?
Yes. Yes.
Judge intentions?
Go ahead.
I'll spend a point of edge on this because I'm bad at it.
Sure. The guy in a state of shock, but the shock seems to come from what you're doing to him. He doesn't it's like, are you not in on it? Is this he's surprised that this is news to you. He's surprised by the whole fucking situation. Like none of this makes sense to him.
Okay.
Ask him
So,
how often Mr. White has you dealing as. I'll be saying this to Godfather. Like, try to find the connection of how often Mr. White is talking to these individuals.
I've never been there before. This is first time to collect cargo. They
Not
have
the fucking
much.
question.
He looks at Godfather.
look, either Mr. White's doing some kind of side deal under Mr. Yellow's nose, or something's going on here that Mr. Yellow approves of. I say we just phone him and ask him whether or not this is a problem.
Trey will pocket the brick of ganja while you're saying that. Real slowly.
A couple of bricks in here. 2d6 in fact.
He's just taking the one right now.
All right, that's all you need. That's a kilo. That's a kilo right there.
What's Fenway
Yeah.
feel about all these Poor birds.
Ooh, what do you mean birds? I thought there was like grass.
They unloaded the grass so they could load up all of the valuable birds.
Are they live
Lots of
birds?
crocodile skin as well. Yeah.
Crocodile skin, parrots, macaws, toucans.
Wait, are there live birds in this fucking van?
Shit tons of them.
They're being kept in glass, plexiglass.
Yeah, like big Tupperware containers. Yeah.
You keep birds in Tupperware containers? That sounds horrible.
I mean,
Probably not. I don't think it's part of the regular guidelines. No, no.
I don't think Peter would approve.
No.
They'd probably put them down, but I mean,
I definitely want.
Well, yeah.
I definitely want a bird.
we have a bird.
But I don't want your bird. I want 2 birds.
Trey will hand Jazz 2 random Tupperware containers.
No, I'm gonna pick them. No, I'm gonna pick them. I want a red one and a green one, and
I
I'm gonna
think-
look through and I'm gonna find the best one.
I think you should pick the
Don't
ones
let
you
them
want,
out.
but I think we should let the other ones out because they're like.
The red one is a bird of
Whoa,
paradise,
whoa.
and the green one is a
Everybody
macaw.
stop.
Look, before we go
Call Mr.
pillaging the
Yellow
van
first.
and looting this, yeah, let's establish what the fuck is going on here. So, everybody hands off the van for a moment.
All right. Flash takes her 2
oh,
birds
brother,
and gets in the other van.
You've got the birds.
She puts them with her,
Our father
like her
will-
little cubby in the fucking party bus.
Each of the birds is worth 2,000 million. The
Excellent.
brick of weed is worth 1,000 million.
Oh, yeah, and I rolled 2d6. I mean, there's
For
12.
that was for the cannabis. No worries. So yeah, that's how much. Yeah.
I was saving my luck for that one roll.
you got all like they packed as much weed as they possibly could in. They weren't going to leave without 12 kilos of it.
You guys can figure out what's going on with the rest of this van, but these 2 birds are mine now.
I mean, I reckon this
Trey
is
approves.
just like lucrative trade, to be honest.
With the terrorists?
Yeah.
I mean,
Call
that's
Mr.
probably
Yellow.
the
It
intent.
doesn't
That's
matter.
probably what's happening here.
Yeah. Anyway, if I'll take a snapshot of the inside of the van and combine it with the surveillance footage of the Khmer guys loading it up at the farm, package it together, and call up Mr. Yellow.
What is it? He's currently having a bubble bath. He answers you in the bubble bath. He's got like some champagne and a big massive gold chain around his neck, hairy chest.
The course of our surveillance of the Khmer farm operation outside of Sumer Reap, we uncovered something you may not be aware of. Godfather will send the video of the van pulling up. He's going to say, we saw what appeared to be a government vehicle with government plates arrive at the farm, deliver supplies to the enemy insurgents inside, and load up with valuables and then depart. We assumed it was, a stolen van being used by Khmer operatives, but after intercepting it, they appear to be acting under the orders of Mr. White to deliver these things to the airport. Is this something you condoned?
This must be a misunderstanding or treachery. How much do you think the cargo is worth?
I'll try to make a mathematical ballpark.
And I guess I can like give you the value of the birds because I know about critters.
How many
Don't
birds are
forget
there?
to subtract the 2 that are gone.
Yeah, and the pound of weed, so 5,000 from the total.
There's 12 grand in weed alone.
Yeah.
11 grand in weed alone.
11 grand in weed alone.
I already rolled the 2d6. He rolled max.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
You can roll one more d6 and it can be the leather.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
There we go, baby.
Oh,
So
we rolled really well on all of
you're
these.
looking at $40,000,
Yeah,
$50,000
15.
worth of merchandise. Yeah,
Yeah.
It also goes 4, 5, 6, and that makes me happy.
done it.
Yeah. At market price, about 60K.
So it looks like White's less incompetent nor just been withholding information deliberately. Surprise.
Yeah. All I need to know is, are you condoning Mr. White doing business with insurgents?
Finish
45.
off the trade. Deliver the van to me.
At the airport?
Yes.
Is this on speakerphone?
Do you want us to deal with Mr. White?
Will not be necessary. Not yet.
Does he need the whole van? It's kind of missing a wheel.
I mean, we have a tie, Jack.
An axle.
I can tow it. Yeah.
I'm not giving him my
FOS,
two
do you want
birds.
us to? Yeah. Do you want us to continue operating under Mr. White?
Has he been giving you any instructions recently?
Not recently, but if he does.
Do you want us to maintain the illusion?
Yeah. You know who you truly work for now.
Understood. Deliver the contents of the van to the airport.
All right. When you do, he's willing to offer you a cut of 20%. Like he doesn't even really offer you the cut. He just gives you. He just shows you this is your share, and so of the 45,000 that is left, he gives you 20% of that. 20% of 45 would be about 9K, I think.
Yep.
So he gives you 9,000 in I don't know, maybe gold. Probably just give it to you in gold.
Is it like gold bullion or
Probably gold nuggets. Yeah.
like raw
Yeah.
gold?
Yeah, that's right. Raw gold. Yeah, 99% pure. River gold. He weighs it up or someone else weighs it up for you. You guys don't know fucking shit. You probably don't know the value of gold. You can check it on the Matrix easy enough, but Shadowrunners don't normally deal in gold, but this is the real deal. This is money that fucking will not, it is not subject to inflation. This is the real deal. This is the gold standard, and so it pays you up your 9K in gold. Probably weighs maybe 0.1 of 100 grams, something like that. 200 grams. I'm not sure what the rate of gold would be, but it's likely pretty fucking expensive. In fact, they're probably only going to get like a single ounce of gold for that amount, maybe even less, half an ounce. Yeah, that's not much gold. Yeah, so 9K. So it might be 4 ounces. Yeah, it could be 4 ounces. Anyway, it's a small amount of genuine gold, and no more is said of it. The stock is loaded up into a army fucking plane and finds its way to Bangkok.
All right. Back to surveillance on the farm, I guess. We were setting up our sniper nest.
Query. Roll a d10, please. Bernie.
Okay.
Thank you.
When you said query, I thought you were doing like a Sheldon, like question. Or
Yeah, I was waiting for your question.
I'm gonna buy a
wasn't really
giant
a
bird cage.
Now that would
That
be,
was more of a request than a query.
but now we've only got like a limited amount of time before like the people in the farm notice that these people aren't coming back.
Well, Mr. White, more to the point.
Yeah.
It might have been a one-off. I
Yeah,
mean,
but I don't think we
12
should just
keys of
assume these
weed.
things.
Well, yeah.
No,
I
that
wouldn't be
definitely
too
puts
worried
us
about
on a
it either.
timer.
Yeah, but we made sure no word got out, and I mean, it's like a lawless country who's to say the van didn't get jacked.
12 keys of weed is going to last anybody a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, presumably somebody was waiting for it to show up, like the goods, and then
At the
also
airport, and then we showed up. Like, presumably,
yes,
Mr. Yellow's
yeah. So,
on top of things.
but I mean, if I'm Mr. White and I'm conspiring against the government, then I probably have other people, So like,
Fair thought.
Yeah.
And there was no civilian airplanes that aren't accounted for, at least at the airport. So if they were originally going to deliver it to the airport, you can't imagine who they could have been delivering it to, because the only one there are the military.
Yeah. Presume Mr. Yell is about to do some house cleaning.
Or he's just going to cut himself into the deal.
Yeah.
or he was already cut in on the deal and he didn't want to let us know.
I just heard we got 4 ounces of gold, and we got to kill some people.
What are
And
we
2
gonna-
birds.
What are we going to do with the gold? Are we going to just sell it raw, or are we going to try and turn it into something more valuable?
We are going to do this another 2 million times, build a giant vault, and then swim in it.
I say we coat bullets with it.
Kill vampires with it.
Like,
Okay,
we're gonna forge like 6 revolver rounds and save them to like finish off all of the elite Chimera operatives we come across. Just like the ultimate capitalist symbol, just plant a fucking solid gold revolver round into their forehead.
All right,
Beautiful.
we've distracted from whatever random encounter you've rolled for us long enough.
Indeed. Okay, so this is what happens. I assumed that that your surveillance mage geek stealth thing came with us when we went to hit the van and is now gone back ahead of us to the farm. Is that a correct assumption?
Yes.
That's correct.
All right. It reaches the farm before us, and so it will see a Harley Scorpion, a big fucking chopper, drive itself out of the administration building and start scooting up the road at a legal speed.
Is the chopper being driven by the alligator?
No alligator, unless the alligator's invisible. It's driving itself.
It's already an alligator, so if it's already driving a thing, then it being invisible, that's not really much of a stretch.
we've already made a couple of big jumps. This isn't such a big jump after it. Yeah, Harley Scorpion. It's a big fucking chopper. Yeah, it's a chunky bike. It's big enough for trolls to ride them.
Well, I mean, we're already here.
I'll make a matrix perception check, or I guess because he's better at it, I'll ask Michael to evaluate it for me, but try to get a read on what kind of matrix devices are connected to the Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Michael?
The agent.
What the fuck? That is a legit roll. Holy shit.
What's
Still
it?
capped
12d6.
by your dex stat, though.
Yeah, it's my data processing.
Yeah, that's way above the limit. But still, look at those numbers.
What the fuck?
That's one hell of a fireball.
What
You
I
literally
do
were-
for those numbers.
You literally rolled 11 successes on 12 dice.
What? That's statistically unlikely.
What the fuck? What are the odds of that?
I got the time.
Can you just pocket those results for when we really need them?
Yeah, because you don't really
Too
need
late
them
now.
this time.
No,
Okay.
I'm asking if we can just pocket them for later.
Data
Harley-
processing of 5.
The Scorpion has some inbuilt hardware. It's got a HK227 built into the side of the vehicle that can pop out and start firing at will. It's got loudspeakers so that you can blast 2-pack while you're riding down the highway. And the autopilot has a destination. It's going from the farm into the heart of town, basically into the bars area, where and not far from the market, really, where the hookers hang out. and the tuk-tuks and the street vendors and so on. Not far from the Hilton, to be honest. Like 200 yards from the Hilton. That's all. You could hit it with a sling. Anyway, so that's where the motorbike. It's going to go up towards only a couple of hundred meters from the Hilton. Then it's going to come back to the farm. That's what its flight path is telling you.
Can I tell what device it's slave to?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I guess it'd be his comlink, I suppose. There's a comlink built into the vehicle, and so there's a comlink built into the vehicle, but that comlink itself is being controlled by a comlink from the farm, if that makes sense. It's not very high tech. It's what Grandma does when she wants to get picked up from bingo. She contacts her car with her comlink. The car picks up its own comlink and comes and picks up Grandma and so on.
All right. Can I tell what rating the master comlink is?
Yeah, it's pretty shitty. It's a Renraku, whatever they're called, which is rank 3. It's a standard middle of the line range comlink.
Yeah. Should be able to get Matrix control of this bike if we want it. That'll probably tip them off that we're paying attention to their compound if they haven't wised up yet. I mean, I could sneak in and do something, but if we want to steal the bike, he'll probably notice.
What happens if we physically steal the bike?
Wireless controls override manual.
Yeah, the bike has its own gun to shoot you with.
Couldn't you just jam it?
Potentially.
If it's been given orders, it'll continue following them, even if you jam it.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's already got the program. It doesn't need the transmission anymore. Yeah,
it's running on its dog brain right now, basically.
So what we doing? We're gonna go see who he's gonna go pick up.
Yeah, basically, and if we want to, once it picks them up, like I can hack it and just have the bike's turret pop out and geek them if we want, or drive them into a wall at max speed.
I like that. No, the turret. It has to be the turret.
Or bring him to us.
All right.
Wait, could we potentially just hack it, get the stuff off of it, and then just send it back, and have it seem like nothing happened, and it just sort of glitched or something?
Then what's the point of hacking it?
We're missing a golden opportunity. You load it up with explosives.
I mean, it denies them the thing that they wanted it to pick up.
So will the explosives.
Like we fuck up their Uber ride?
We just sort of stop it, get the thing off, and then send it back.
There's nothing on it.
But presumably there will be, when it goes back.
You're picking up somebody, I think. Like a person. Who they'll presumably notice if they don't show up.
Probably
with
long
the bike
haul.
that was sent out to get them.
We could set a counter. Oh, that's what Trey wants to do. He wants to set a counter fucking sniper ambush to hit the person on the Harley as they come back.
I'll let you guys think about it. I've got to go for about 2 or 3 minutes, so I won't be long.
Yeah. So yeah, we wait till he goes and picks up whoever, wait till they come back, then I can take control. Maybe just slam the e-brake on while it's going top speed, send them flying forward.
Alright, but if it is that long haul chick, you gotta let me shoot her before you do anything.
Got it.
Because with her new legs, she'll probably just land on her feet and keep running.
Yeah.
Whereas a round to the head. Fucking bolt to the head.
Alright, so wait, what are we doing? What's the plan? Or what are our thoughts?
We're gonna set up a sniper ambush, wait until whoever the bike picks up comes driving back towards it. I'm gonna hack the bike and take control of it, and simultaneously we're gonna open up with rifles.
In all honesty, we can probably use the same fucking log. Just move it back across the fucking screen.
There's like still a bit of the last guy we shot. There's like brains in the fucking mud. Like
I did not shoot him. I cut out their data link, which I gave to you.
yeah, those things are like 500 Dinian a piece.
Look, I didn't say
I feel like it's
fucking
maybe
trade.
picking up the Kitsune.
Picking up who?
The Kitsune, I think Chef's doing a booty call.
It could be picking up the Kitsune. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
If it
that
is,
would
do we want to
possibly be
capture her?
leverage.
It's heading to the bar district.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
kidnapping her would be leverage to get him to quit.
Yeah.
Do you
like
think
we'd
he
have his
actually cares
girlfriend.
about her, though?
He said he could import
he
all
said-
the horrors he wanted. He's going
He
for a
made a-
specific one.
He made a comment like they better not hurt my precious little Kitsune or some shit.
Yeah, but then he called her a bitch.
Yeah. but,
Yeah,
like,
that's a term of affection in
I
some
think he
sort
values
of.
her as property, not as a person.
That's like an African American referring to a woman as a bitch. He doesn't mean it. Especially if he calls her a biatch.
Hmm.
I'm not sure
But nobody
that's how
types
the
biatch on a common language.
vernacular work, but
I'm hoping that in
I
the
guess
future
if they're
nobody.
like
nobody says that.
an NPC, then yes.
What are you hoping?
So I'm hoping that by the time we've reached the future, nobody says biatch period anymore.
I got bad news for
Oh,
you.
orcs have
Idiocracy
brought
is looking
gangster
more
rap
and more.
back.
They tend to call them slots.
Right.
I need a gangsta slot. A gangsta slot. Nobody?
Sorry, I'm too boomer.
I don't know these things.
Culture yourself, motherfuckers.
Educate
Alright.
yourself.
I have other
Okay.
people.
So you know where the bike's going. You don't know why, but you know where it's going, where it'll stop, and where it will return to. You've got control of it. Well, not control of it, but you've got influence over it. What are we going to do?
Wait,
Decided to, wait for it to pick up whoever it's picking up, and we're gonna set up an ambush on the return. With apparently using the same tree we used for the van. Like we're just gonna put it back in the road.
Would I have
The-
time to like rest off like
Yep.
my stun damage? Like how long does that take? 'Cause I've got
Your
quite a bit of that.
which?
My stun damage.
You're not going to
Uh,
just redirect it? You can just redirect it to the hotel. Or the compound.
Like it might not be the girlfriend that's getting picked up.
Not what I mean, but whoever it's picking up.
Why don't we
Presumably,
ambush?
if it's not them, they can deal with like it's a motorcycle. They can get off if it starts obviously doing something
Yes.
wrong.
That was my thoughts
Yeah.
also.
I
Wait,
think generally dismounting a motorbike that's moving at full speed's not the best idea.
Would you prefer to stay on a motorcycle that's been hacked?
Well, not only that, he's mentioned like 85 times how bad traffic gets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just set up the ambush, and if it's someone we want to kill, we hit them with or we hit them with lethal, and if not, we hit them with sticky. Like, let's just ambush them on the way back.
It's three hot chicks in little black dresses. One of them wears a blue dress, one of them wears a red dress, but you get the idea. They're one pieces that only cover the top parts of their thighs. They're heavily dolled up in makeup. None of them are more than 5 foot tall. But as long as you're into that thing, then they are pretty little things. There's no signs that they have any weapons of any sort unless they're carrying them in their little tiny handbags. Might be enough to fit a holdout pistol in there, but probably not much more. But they're pretty adept at riding side saddle because that's the way they're used to. They got their comlinks out and they're communicating on their comlinks while the Harley just drives them along as if they're on the subway somewhere, you know.
Yeah. As soon as Godfather identifies this, he says it's not worth tipping him off to stop his fucking booty call. I say we just let him through. Hold your fire.
But you have the chance to cock block him there, and isn't that worth tipping him off for? No, sorry.
This is
I
like
mean, like,
Uber
you have
Eats.
the right
Explosives
manner of
that Trey brought up.
encouragement.
Dares cock block me.
What's funny is like decent chance we're gonna kill him anyway because Harley Scorpion has a pilot rating of 1, and we've just put a massive obstruction in the road. Decent chance it might not pick this up. So I say we just let Darwin take its course here. If they make it back to the compound, they make it back. If not, like there was a completely understandable motorcycle accident.
All right. Well, it got here in the first place, so I guess it's got the confidence to get back again. We'll let the vehicle go. Yeah, it carries its cargo back to the compound, and that's the last that we see of it, at least for now. Day
They
3
seem happy
is
to be
over.
going.
Well, they're using their comm links just casually. You know, they're all dolled up. They look like they're going to work, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like
Alright.
Uber Eats for prostitutes.
Yeah, pretty much it.
That's a real thing in Asia.
I believe it. Not even in the future.
Kind of makes me sad that it's only Asia, though.
One day,
No, I mean
maybe.
that's they had outlawed several coffee shops around Camp Humphreys for that very thing.
Yeah.
Shit.
One day
that
they'll
sucks.
show up at your door in 30 minutes or less, hot and fresh.
Huh.
All right.
Anyway.
All right.
So are we good to set up the fucking sniper position now?
We're going in at night.
Well, I think the sneaking in at night's the best option, and then just waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. So, moving into position, it might not be as easy this time as it was last time, Ricochet. The conditions seem relatively similar, but, well, for one thing, trolls have thermographic imaging, and the heavy rain does quite a lot to stifle that. The coldness of the rain acts as a curtain in some ways against the heat signature that you would put out. But all in all, it's
See through water
sorry.
very well either.
Yeah, good call. So all in all, it's much like the last time, but it just seems to be more difficult this time. There's no, or very few shacks for you to pick up on, and in fact, if you want to get as close as 750 meters, which is pretty damn close, at that point, you're practically on the property of the farm itself. A great big wet grassland, semi-submerged grassland, which would be a lovely lawn in the springtime, but right now is just mosquito country.
So I'd be looking at setting up over here on the bank of the river on the other side, basically. Somewhere around there, if I can find somewhere that's got a good vantage point.
All right. So go ahead and make your stealth roll. The conditions are in your favor, so you're going to have extra 3 dice.
Did we decide if we were going together or separate?
That's an
I
important
think
point of
Trey
order.
was going to try and sneak in a bit closer, I believe.
My idea was to triangulate it out. So we had different fields of fire and different views.
So like you, Ricochet over here, me like over here somewhere, and then you like wherever.
I'll be wearing the the ghillie suit again.
I'll have my chameleon with the whatever the fuck it is, the -6 to their perception rolls.
With any Polymer.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problems. So, those of you who are sneaking into position, you have an extra 3 dice. Go ahead and make the stealth rolls.
And I will edge that as well.
You're going as a pair, right? Like you want to be near each other, within 20 meters or so.
I think we want to all 3 be separate.
All right. Just draw an arrow then on the map, in your sort of direction that you're coming in. You'll be off the map. I can appreciate that, but just draw an arrow to show the direction that you're facing, that you're coming in, that sort of thing.
Unless you want me with you, Ricochet, in case something gets up close. What do you think?
I'm a fair distance away, so if they start closing on me, I mean, you'll probably be between me and them anyway.
All right, that's fine. Okay. Then I'll be separate.
You can cover a lot of ground really quickly anyway, so.
Yeah, so I'll be on the other side of the river. And I'll edge mine as well. Oh, fuck me.
If you haven't, no, you spent edge already. Yeah,
okay, well, Godspeed.
So you set off. You set dogs barking. You didn't even know there was any fucking dogs out here, but a pack of wild dogs, basically. Maybe they were someone's pets, maybe they're not. Just start barking and barking at you. Within about 2 minutes, so long before you've reached your objective, you're still traipsing through the mud. Long before you reach your objective, a tractor starts coming towards you. The tractor has not exactly a spotlight, but rather a really powerful torch, a really powerful mag light or dolphin light or something. Big, strong, steady beam. And you can hear the tractor jug, 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 as it drives through the swampy rice grassland and comes in your direction. It's doing a sweeping survey of this sector. Yeah, Flash is the lowest, so yeah, that's it would. The dogs are barking at Flash.
Anyone trying to perceive me, by the way, Arctic, while I'm moving in, gets -2 on their perception from the ghillie suit, and once I'm in position, they're at -6 on perception test to spot me.
Cool. All right. So everyone, those 3 who are doing this infiltration, pick a point on the edge of the map and draw an arrow to show where you're coming from and what direction that you're coming in. I know you're off the map, but do it anyway. Make it permanent. Like actually draw it on the map. Yeah.
I put an F by mine for Flash.
Cool. All right. Okay. Cool. Over there. Right. I thought Ricochet was coming in from the northern side. All right.
And I'm across the river.
Yeah, and you're all basically within sight of each other. So yeah, a tractor is coming out down in this sort of direction. It probably drives. Anyway, it drives along the perimeter. Maybe it goes almost straight past the direction that Trey's coming, and yeah, it looks like it's coming over to investigate near Flash. Flash, you've got no cover. Like you're just out in an open grassland with water about 6 inches deep. and there's a tractor driving towards you, about twice as fast as you can run, with beams of light sweeping the area. What do you do?
Who's driving? Arctic.
It'd probably be impossible to tell. Like, I don't think you'd be able to see. Yeah, but the heat signature would show that. Oh, then again, the tractor's heat signature might outweigh it. Anyway, it looks like a big guy.
How does a chameleon suit work? Like, if it's lit up?
Well, the chameleon suit makes you the same color as your background, so it's like camouflage.
Okay, so like if I laid down in a puddle and didn't move,
you will look like part of the puddle.
Okay, then that's what we're gonna go with, I guess.
I think Predator.
Although you will look like something sticking out of the puddle.
Well, then I'll be somewhere where
like a bit of dirt or something.
Yeah, like in the mud. And pray the chameleon suit does its job.
I've got flare compensation on my Cyber Eyes Arctic. Does that help me see anything on the tractor with the glare?
You don't have thermo imaging, do you?
Contacts, I do, yes.
Oh, you do have thermo. The thermo is probably the most useful. But make a perception check. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
I also have low light and thermographic on my Cyber Eyes.
You guys can make perceptions as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, 4 and 5 are both good. Yep. So with 4 and 5 successes, both great rolls, you're able to tell that it's and Flash got the same. You're able to tell that it's a large heat signature, but that heat signature is dulled somewhat, probably by heavy layers of clothing, possibly armor. So it's probably a troll, a big chunky heat signature sitting on top of the tractor, diesel tractor still chugging away, burning fossil fuels. But even though the heat signature of the troll should be obvious, it's dampened somewhat, probably by thick plates of armor. He lays down. I guess it's suppressing fire. Maybe it's a warning shot. It's only vaguely in Flash's direction, but it is in Flash's direction as he opens fire. Uses up 5 bullets of his belt feed, might not be a belt feed. Doesn't really matter. Fires 5 bullets over in your general direction, Flash. How many edge dice have you got?
I have 3. I've spent 1 currently.
All right. So roll your edge. So you've spent 1, so you've got 4 edge. So roll your edge, roll 4 edge, and just don't critically glitch, because then you'll be hit, which would be highly unlikely.
I thought you were going to say it was going to be funny.
No, I have 3 and I've spent 1, so I have I have 2 out of 3 right now.
Oh, you have 2
out
of 3. Right. My mistake. So you roll 3 dice. That's even better because that makes it easier to critically glitch. Close, man. Fucking close. A bullet strikes like in the mud beside you, and you get splashed in the face by the bullet. But the tractor still keeps coming towards you. It doesn't speed up. It doesn't slow down. It just trudges along. It'll be on you within, certainly within a minute. Yeah, probably about 60 seconds from now.
All right, unless I'm like literally in the path where it'll like run over me, then I'm gonna stay still.
All right. Because we aren't in position at this point. Far from it. And certainly Ricochet hasn't managed to get his place that's suitable for his ghillie suit. So make a stealth roll again. This time you don't have the extra 3 dice because the conditions are cancelled out by the systematic search that they're undertaking.
You want everyone to do that, or just Flash?
Just Flash, really, because they're really nowhere near you at this stage. It's her mistake that they're coming to investigate. Okay. Yeah, they're not going to beat 5, but shit, they came close. They got 4. So they drive within 3 meters of you, and then they move their flashlight right to where you are. Why don't they see you? They got thermo imaging, natural thermo eyes. So how come they don't see you?
I don't know. So do chameleon suits don't work on thermo, right?
No.
Then
Unless you get the heat damp.
Yeah, you go the other way with Predator. You're so coated in mud.
I can't hear anything that Neo is saying.
You're covered in mud.
Yeah, I mean it's muddy. I'm like in the mud, maybe. And maybe they're not like, maybe they figure there's nothing really out here, and they're kind of pissed off that they're having to like drive around in the mud, so they're not really paying attention.
It's the final scene from Predator where Arnie fools the Predator by rolling around in mud. Perfect. Just drive straight past you, man. Comes within 3 meters. Could have fucking run you over by accident. But there's nothing out here, and 5 minutes later, you're in the clear again as the tractor has retreated back to the perimeter. It idles for a while, then is switched off.
Sometimes you edge 18 dice and get 3 hits.
Right. I guess this means that we are able to get into the positions that we want. So if you can mark yourself on the map, then go ahead and do so. Otherwise, just put yourself at the edge of the map, and then maybe write a little note that says how far away you are from whatever. The point is that you can get into the position that you want.
Where's the main building?
Up near the car park. Yeah,
it's like this area. Or it's like this. Oh wait. Oh, there's multiple ones.
Is there multiple ones?
Oh no, these are 11s, and I'm retarded. Oh.
Right.
Excellent.
Yeah. That when 1 and 1 is together, it's an entirely new number.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Base 10's a wonderful thing.
My bad. My bad. I'm like looking at the map and it's really small. I'm gonna, I'll take my lumps. I'm a retard. My bad.
Roger.
So this is like 800. Okay, so then.
That's the best part of a kilometer. That's a long way.
Yeah, I try to get up on this edge here.
All right. When you get that close, it alerts the animals. There's tigers that roar, and birds that squawk, and maybe elephants that trumpet, but nobody comes out to see what's going on. They just put it down to animals being animals. And so you're able to take that position and settle down into it with only the animals knowing you're there.
All right, excellent. It's probably closer than I should have gotten, but it's fine. It worked out.
So we just wait here until dawn? Yep.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Trey is ready for an extended stay.
In the the hours before the dawn, the motorbike takes the girls back to town, back home. Does anyone act on that? It'll be a round trip of about 25-30 minutes for the vehicle to get there and get back.
Nope.
No, the cab returns before dawn. That's no problem. Nothing unusual. Fenway, could you roll a d10, please?
I think that like in the darkness, like after the animals have settled down, I would build like a little spot. Get out the sniper rifle, build like a little like embankment in the mud, I guess, and kind of like squish down as far into the mud as I can get.
Oh,
Absolutely, it'll count as a bipod for recoil purposes, and it'll also give you a small amount of cover as well.
Sorry, Neo, I was going to ask you, do you want to intercept the bike on the way back after it drops the girls off to try and put some explosives on it?
I don't have many explosives on hand besides maybe HE mortars or hand grenades. Like,
we still got that bag of explosives we bought, don't we?
if we want to bomb this place, like, I got plans for that, but not right now.
A grenade in a bike is still not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not, but like we're about to drop their sniper. Let's focus on that. Let's not try to fucking disrupt everything to try to.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're at the bottom of the fucking.
Yeah.
And who are our targets? The mage and who else? Like
We're
who's
just
worth a
focusing
shot?
on the mage.
Okay.
Anybody else you see, but priority one is geek the mage first. Number one rule: Shadowrun.
Fenway, where are you?
He said he had to go for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he'd probably be in the van with Neo.
Yeah, probably. Like water would help hide his astral too.
Yeah, I think when he gets back, like once dawn comes, basically, he should. Well, I mean, the night before as well, but it'll dissipate at dawn. He should have a spirit on standby.
Yeah.
But we can roll for that when he comes back.
Like I did rig up a fucking mage goggles like periscope, so theoretically Fenway can still ascend from the bottom of the river.
What are Shadow and
He can spellcast through it. I don't think he can ascend through it.
Yeah. Or would it block your astral vision?
Well, more to the
Yeah,
point.
why would it?
You would see the device
that's a good point.
providing it as an object, and being a highly processed object, it would actually probably block astral vision.
Isn't the whole point of mage goggles that they
you can
like,
spellcast through them?
Yeah, so if they blocked astral vision, you couldn't.
Spellcasting and astral vision have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, that's you just have to be able to acquire a target, whereas astral vision makes.
That's right.
what are Shadow and Query doing while we're doing all this?
No clue.
I'm just in the van with Neo.
What is Query the deer-headed guy?
Yeah, he's our centaur.
He's a deer-headed centaur?
Yeah.
And I decided to stay in the van. This was obviously the wrong decision, I know, but...
Why was it the wrong decision?
Actually, I mean...
Look, I can't be the cavalry
It's an
without,
excellent...
some cavalry.
On the plus side, deer pellets are relatively self-contained.
Yeah, I gotta get a salt lick mod for this truck now.
I feel like that's racist against centaurs.
It's okay. They're animals. What do they care?
That's a good point, actually.
Yep. Because like they're meta sapient, not like just straight up meta types, right?
because like there's Naga and there's just all the other like
humans, yeah, not actually metahuman. All right. So does that mean that Shadow's in the van as well?
I suppose so, yeah.
It's either the van or the mud. Or the hotel.
Does anyone have any Matrix surveillance going?
Godfather.
Do a perception check, Matrix perception. The conditions are pretty bad, so you'll get -2 just due to the general interference.
Michael is technically running Matrix surveillance.
Roger, Michael.
Michael Caine.
No, he's got a bit of a glitch right now. He's Michael Jackson, but he's bad era Michael Jackson. So I don't know. Make of that what you will. You detect an incoming signature of an aerial vehicle, probably small, which is running silently, trying to travel invisibly through the sky. It's currently breaches that 3 kilometer mark. It'll hit the 2 kilometer mark pretty damn quickly because it moves about as fast as your Ghost Killer does.
Heads up, we got aerial incoming. Godfather
Oh,
will
no.
snap on his equipment and try to identify it without tipping it off.
All right. I guess that's a perception check, like physical perception. You're just having a look.
Yeah, we'll guess we'll bring the van to surface a little bit and try to target his sensors on it.
And you'll suffer a 2 dice penalty to that as well, because the rain is interfering with your eyes as much as your senses. Oh, wait a second. I've got to go. I'll be back in 30 seconds or so.
Shadow contacted everyone over comms that there was aerial incoming.
That was Godfather.
Oh, it was Godfather. Thank you. And this was communicated to everyone, or it was only just Godfather making a remark?
Yeah, he put it over the team TACnet.
Right.
How does stuff work? Like, I assume if we're just like on the wireless, that makes it easier for people to like spot us.
Yeah. Basically, what you're doing most of the time is like, with your permission, you'll be slaving devices to my cyber deck. So I help hide them, and yeah.
How many devices can your cyberdeck support?
It's rating times what?
I think it's 3.
That should be the last disturbance. Yeah, rating 3. It's a MCT Nissan Roto drone.
Fuck. Keep
It
your
appears
head
to be
low.
carrying something. It's got a it appears to be carrying something. It looks like a drone with a package.
Dominoes.
Yeah.
I guess the point of my question would be like, would I be on the net still, or is that like something that I would turn off because I'm sneaking?
Only you can answer that.
Yeah, but like I as a player don't know like how bad is it?
Be running in hidden mode would probably be the best option, which means that your icon's not publicly visible. They can make a matrix perception test to see it, but I believe you have to be within 100 meters to do so.
Yeah. Otherwise, someone has to be specifically looking for you in order to spot you if you're running silently. Even then, like, maybe they won't. Like,
Then I'll do that. All right, excellent.
yeah, but if you want to guarantee, go silent.
Because if somebody tells me we need to get the fuck out of here,
Or if you want to guarantee, go full wireless. That is, or not wireless, but non-wireless, offline.
If you're fully
All right,
offline,
so-
you won't get anyone's communications, so telling you to get out.
Yeah, so
that's
we go quiet.
Or
Yeah, so
you
we
can
go quiet.
receive.
Yeah.
Or
Silent
With
is
wireless
pretty
off,
much.
he can't. If he's silent, he can.
Silent. All right, so there we go. Thank you. I didn't know how that worked out of character.
Silent's pretty much the default mode for Shadowrunners, but
Mhm.
but if you're going to a public area, you sometimes want to switch yourself on publicly because running silently can draw attention to you. In the same way as wearing a trench coat at a fucking grand ball can be a little bit suspicious.
Gotcha. Okay, so if I wanted to be really safe, I could turn everything off, and there'd be no way for them to see me on the Matrix.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to hear anything from anybody else.
Or operate
Alright.
your
Probably
wireless
not.
stuff. Yeah.
All right, got it. All right, so silent. All right, thank you.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Okay. So yeah, this it's about 4 a.m. The dawn hasn't broken yet, and there is an MCT roto drone coming in from the west. We're just going to let it reach its destination.
kind of see
I'm in
what
a
it's
truck
slave to.
underwater. So.
What was the question? Sorry, Shadow.
I said I'm in a truck underwater, so there's nothing I'm going to do to it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Don't spring a leak.
Can,
Neo? Yep. Flash.
Can we see like what it's holding? You said it was carrying like
Yeah.
a package.
Yeah, it's a big box. Yeah, it looks like a cardboard box, but the cardboard box is wet and breaking and tearing apart, and it looks like there's a much more solid box under that cardboard box. A Tupperware container.
Gotcha. All right, I'm
Big,
gonna.
big one. Big, chunky one. Probably about 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters and roughly 30 centimeters deep. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's,
Sorry, another important thing to note, Flash, with
Yeah.
regards to the wireless perception. Rain and water heavily block wireless signals and generate like heaps of noise. So that gives a massive, given the almost consistent rainfall that we have at the moment, that drastically reduces how far away they can see your wireless.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, the box does not look like a mage, so I will not shoot it.
It's a very small dwarf mage who is crunched up.
It's Andre!
Can
Andre
I,
could fit in there. Yeah, he could.
can I attempt to identify the master device?
Sure. Right. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
I'll ask Michael Caine to assist me, or Michael Jackson in this case.
Why don't I have a bit of a look-see?
So that's his assist roll for me.
All right. It's not trying to operate under any great amount of discretion. It is running silently, though. So I might be answering this incorrectly. So just rephrase the question if I've gotten it wrong. But it is being controlled remotely, not locally, but on a host, presumably in a different country. Someone on the other side of the world is directing this.
Can I identify the strength of the host?
3 successes doesn't seem like a lot. It's very powerful and very distant. Like as powerful as they come, and but operating from far across grids, a completely different grid, maybe even a different continent.
All right. Godfather's going to send out a quick text to the team with like a YN prompt. Say, I can hack this drone, but it'll probably give us away. Should I do it?
Capital N.
Threshold that he has to beat.
I'm gonna send you a picture of me literally like 100 meters from the fucking road in this compound.
All right.
All right. The absence of anything else, Godfather will let it pass. Sink the sub back down.
It seems to be heading for the administration area, the main building. You follow it, and indeed that is where it's going. After about 2 minutes, it reaches number 6 on the map, the big red building, which our brochure will tell us is the Croc Museum, and we lose sight of it at that point.
When we were doing surveillance, where did we see the mage?
If you mean the elephant guy, then he tends to come out with the elephants here.
Okay.
Right about now, it's almost dawn. Dawn will be on us in 30 minutes or less, and he seemed to be an early riser.
Okay.
Do we wait for 30 minutes for the sun to come?
Yeah, sure.
Waiting for our target.
Right. When the sun rises, I guess we should make a fresh perception roll, and I'll just see who has the highest roll. You guys that are down on the ground, which is everybody, there's obstacles blocking your way: crocodile fences, big mesh fences, trees, walkways. A light rain. It's no longer raining torrentially. It's just a light rain. So it's obscuring your vision, but I won't worry about modifiers at this stage. Mostly I just want to see who gets the best result, but in this case it's Ricochet. Ricochet, you will notice Mahout as he heads out towards the elephants. You're the first to spot him. He comes out from the administration building. He walks down this road along here, and he'll cross between the crocodiles and come over there. A journey of roughly a kilometre by the time he follows the paths. He is by the time you spot him, he's already left the building. He's already left this area. Let me see exactly where he is when you find him. Where's 14? There's 14. Yeah, cool. So by the time he comes into view, he's almost reached the elephants. He's only got another 100 yards or so to go. But that's not all you spot. You also spot a crocodile man up here on what the map tells us is the stage, where they'd have bands or make announcements or hold rallies and give away prizes, that sort of thing. So,
you mean a wide open area with no cover?
It's basically a wide open area with no cover. That's right. It's elevated about an extra metre above everywhere else, which cuts out even the low ground cover like branches, and there's still mesh fence in the way. A fence here, a fence here, a fence here. Fence is fucking everywhere. But shooting a bullet through a chicken wire fence is not the most challenging obstacle. Even if it does hit it, it's probably not going to knock it off course. Finally, though, he is sitting down. He's got his big fat ass sitting on a park bench. His tail is hanging out the back, and he looks like he's sucking on a big fat fag.
That's the crocodile man?
That's the croc man. Yeah, so he's just out there having a fucking morning joint, just bit token away. Looks like he's, thinking about, who knows, fucking Pink Floyd, who knows what he's thinking about. Just mind drifting off, just looking into the sunset. It looks like a morning ritual for him to come and have a cigarette here or a joint, whatever it is. And meanwhile, Mahout's already walked on past. Has about 100 paces. He'll be up with the elephants. They're already starting to trumpet as he arrives. They're pretty. Some of the female elephants, at least, are happy to see him.
All right. So the second I see Mahout, I will start take aim actions.
Yep. All right. So he presumably walks at about 5 meters per round. So he'd still be about 80 meters away from the elephants when you've locked on.
So yeah, I'll take 3 successive take aim actions, which should take me basically less than an initiative round to do.
Exactly. So at most he walks 10 meters, probably even less.
I will sub-vocalize over the comm network. Target acquired. And I guess I will make an attack roll.
Do you want a follow-up shot on the mage, or do you want me to shoot the crocodile at the same time?
I will not answer that because it will break my take aim.
And it doesn't. You don't have a visual on the croc either. The state only ricochet does. So you do have a visual on the Mahout.
You got DNI, you can answer that.
Taking any action other than another take aim action breaks the take aim loop, and also I don't have DNI.
What kind of peasant doesn't have DNI?
Okay, well if I can only see the mage, then I'll also take aim on the mage. Makes my choice simple.
The only question is, do I want a single tap or triple tap? I think it's triple tap. Alright, so what modifiers am I looking at? Arctic, he will be at long range, which my first take aim knocks down to medium range.
So no penalties for range, obviously.
I've got medium range penalty.
Of medium range, right? Cool.
Yep.
He has light cover. Is obscurement a separate thing to cover? Like, does the rain and the branches? Yep. How do they work together?
I think they would.
I think it's 2 environmental factors boosted up to the next category. I think that might be how it works.
It's if you use whichever one is the highest.
Yeah, unless 2 are the same.
Highest are tied, then you bump up by 1. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So the biggest penalty is -2.
And what's that one for?
That is for the cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're looking at light rain visibility modifier. Yeah, yep. All right, cool. So -2. +2 for smart link. +2 for aiming. All right, so I think that's 15. I think I will edge that. Because why the hell not? And so this is a triple tap Arctic, so actually no, just single tap will be fine because it's not like he's going to be dodging anyway. Oh, that was pathetic. That was fucking terrible.
Okay. He has no armor. His body is relatively minimal.
He has no armor.
He's never been spotted carrying weapons or wearing armor. No.
Yeah, all right. Well, assuming if he has some kind of magical armor, it's -8 AP anyway.
He doesn't have any magical armor, so it's not going to help him.
All right, 21 physical, please.
Okay, he resists 0 of that. He gets a total of 5 on his 3 dice of body, and is slain grisly, utterly, immediately, and with certainty. How does he die?
He is. Well, it's not a big round, but it's pretty high velocity, so I think he'd probably just missed for the most part. His torso would probably just disintegrate.
Right. Guess those better start laying out trolls.
So that was a simple action to shoot that round, Arctic. My second simple
Right.
action, I will start
Hilarious.
taking aim at death roll.
All right. He spits out his cigarette.
Oh, damn it, he's not too stoned to notice.
He just
I think
woke
you
up.
have to
Just
wait
had
a few minutes for it to actually kick in.
Right now, it's just taking the edge off. The edge off waking up.
Actually, he's
Just
a crip,
waking up is stressful.
You can probably smell the blood.
Roll. Guys are asleep. Okay, how many did we put out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Need to put out another 5 more. Another one up here. Another one over here. Here. Yeah. Whew. All right. Okay. It's gonna take me a while to get all this shit rolled. I might just keep these guys, these bosses, in reserve. Keep their initiatives hidden until it becomes necessary to know. So we will need to know death roll. I'll bring him over. Zoom back out again. I'll zoom back in. This might, as I said, probably might take a while. Okay, cool. So looks like it's going to go pretty well for you. Okay. Now, your weapon, does it have a suppressor or anything, Ricochet? Ricochet, do you have a suppressor?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, no, sorry, I don't know if it even can mount suppressors because it's not a conventional firearm. It
Right.
doesn't use like gunpowder or anything like that.
So there's this electronic makes this really odd noise as your weapon breaks the sound barrier, and the electronic charge is followed by a sonic boom, which is preceded by an exploding head and some trumpeting elephants. Yeah. Shit goes down immediately, and they might not have time to react immediately, but they know you're here.
Yeah, surprise tests, yeah.
Okay. Michael.
Is that drone still around, or has it fucked off?
It's landed over near the number 6, near the museum. Half an hour ago, 20 minutes ago.
Okay. you will basically hold his action. I probably shouldn't have
Yeah.
rolled initiative for him, but just in case.
The party wagon.
Has any report been made yet that the shot's gone off?
You'd probably see it visually if we've got live streaming, because Ricochet's not the only one who can see him.
All right, then. Yeah, he'll fire up the engine and get the van the fuck out of the river and start getting into position for pickup.
No worries.
I thought since I'm in the van, I should probably roll initiative too, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I need to.
Oh,
I need to
Fenway,
read.
back. We were going to say you should have a spirit summoned, pre-summoned for this as well.
Might to have
He
done
bound the elephant spirit, didn't he?
that. I mean, I have one bound, don't I?
Yeah, but I mean, just
Yeah.
just summon on the spot one as well. Why have one when you can have two?
Okay. I mean, it's my turn now, so I can just do that now, can't I? I mean, it'll be soon anyway.
Well, yeah, but if you have it pre-summoned, it means that you don't have to spend an action doing it, and you can have possibly covered.
Okay, can I do that then?
We did specify
Yeah.
while you were away. We would have got you to summon one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since you weren't
Yeah,
here
so I
when we were
got it
doing
like
the
a slew
planning,
of
you
phone
could have.
calls in a row. Yeah, I'll summon like a beast spell. I'll try 6.
That's good.
3.
Man, wasted all those good initiative rolls trying to get my.
2 successes, so 1 net success.
Resist 4 drain, 2 services. Sorry, Arctic. So Mahut and Death Roll, they get up within 1 hour of dawn.
Yeah, that's right. Like they were already awake when the delivery drone was made, and as the sun really starts rising, they're walking through the compound. You can't see them, you don't notice them. There's buildings and trees and shit in the way. And when there's enough light that you finally catch sight of Mahut, you also see Death Roll up there on the.
No, all good. That just means Fenway won't have had time to make a recovery test to recover any potential drain. That's all.
Right.
Because I've got quite a lot of drain at the moment.
You would have recovered most of that. I think it would have only taken you a day's sleep.
Okay, so I'd have 2 then if I recovered like from the binding.
Okay.
I mean, the only drain you probably really should have is what you just took, and I think you resisted all of it.
Yeah, I resisted all of it. Because I was thinking from
Sure.
the mind probe.
Yep, I'm not sure certainly, so I don't know. But yeah, so you've bound your spirit. You've got your spirit's bound. Have you rolled an initiative yet?
Yeah, I think I have.
Yep.
There we go.
Cool,
a 7.
cool. All right, the party wagon's gone. I think we're up to trade. You've got no visual on the crocodile, man.
Are these troll places accurate?
Yeah, they are. That's right. Within 5 meters, anyway.
I will do a take aim action.
Yeah.
And hit this one in the head.
Right.
Ooh, cool shot. We don't use them often.
And I believe that nets me a negative, or a net -2.
Okay, well, he can't dodge. He's not aware that you're there, so all he can do is soak it. What's your armor piercing?
-8.
Okay. Now, you might remember right at the start of the session, we mentioned that while their equipment is pretty good, their guns are a bit makeshift. They've fixed a grenade launcher to the bottom of a machine gun that's probably not meant to have it. Their armor is actually top notch. So -8. Let's see how we go.
That's why I aim for the head.
Brilliant. They have helmets, but their helmet visions, their visors are open, just letting the air in, so you were able to aim for the head in that case. No worries. Little damage.
Did you say full damage?
Yeah, well, he can't dodge, so it'll be full damage. Yeah.
That'd be 19 points of physical.
Doesn't penetrate the armor.
That's a big F.
Yeah.
19 points?
That's right.
He took that in the face.
In the side of the helmet, apparently. The pauldron, perhaps.
Boy.
I guess you guys want their armor now?
Did you add the +2 DV for calling a shot on that?
Yeah,
Red? Yeah, sweet as.
I get 1 for my smart gun, 1 for the take aim, and then -4 for the call shot.
No, the +2 to your damage.
Oh,
for targeting.
In that case, it would be what I say. So it'd be 21.
All right. So it will be a wound, but I think it comes down to stun because it's how does armor work when
if the damage value of the attack, which is 21, is less than the modified armor value after armor penetration, then just the armor, not body, then it's stun damage.
Right, so it's not stun in that case, yeah. So it's a small amount of physical damage. So you get him, but it's like being hit with a tennis ball at really high velocity. It stings, but it's far from lethal.
See, like, these are super soldiers. Like, why don't they just get more of these?
Because they're expensive.
And my weapon
right answer.
does have a silencer.
Good stuff. Good stuff. He immediately looks around, but doesn't immediately see you. All right, Shadow. The submarine is coming up for air. We're in a river about 6 feet deep.
Oh, I've got nothing to do. Pass.
The crocodile hits the fucking deck. And then he does a roll, because that's his name. He wants to avoid death, so he rolls.
Roll credits.
Roll 25 meters that. But, he rolls away from the sound of the siren. He's now prone and moving and trying to get away. Deck roll. Flash.
Hey Neo. How do Kamikaze and K10 interact?
Their stats don't overlap. There wouldn't be a ton of point in taking both of them.
I can't take math because it takes too long.
Yeah.
I really just want the fucking initiative from the Kamikaze.
And just take the Kamikaze. It's almost as good.
Alright, then... And what is the action to use an internal reservoir?
Free.
Like an auto injector? Free? Okay. Okay, so we take the kamikaze and
Kamikaze's inhalation, though.
wait, you can't put kamikaze in an auto injector?
You can have an auto nasal injector. You know, it's that's fine.
Sprays it into his lungs.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
it's the future. Okay. All right, that's fine. Either way, I mean, fuck me. What am I supposed to do here? I guess I'm gonna fucking shoot a troll. Seems not intelligent, but might as well.
Probably the wrong idea, but that's what we're here for.
Actually, wait. I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna pass.
Alright, ricochet.
All right. Can I still see Death Roll? Still on the side.
I guess so. Yeah, he's got the benefits for being prone and for moving. He's effectively running, even though he's running along the ground. So he has the benefits of running as well as the benefits of being prone. But yeah, you can still see him. He's unarmored as well.
All right. What's prone? So running is -2. Prone is -2. He's at medium range. Hang on, no, that's -2 on his defense. I must have told you what the prone did.
Is it just full defense? Maybe that might be what the correct term, full defense.
It says that he gets -2 for being prone on his defense test.
Right.
But I would think it would also affect me attacking him.
Like maybe it gives you -5 to hit or something because I don't know, some shit. It would seem bizarre that going prone would make him more likely to be struck.
Yeah, usually
I think going
disadvantage-
prone is only an advantage in melee.
It's a
Right.
disadvantage in melee, and it's usually an advantage against.
But that's like the opposite of how I thought it would be.
Or
It
no, like
doesn't-
going prone, or you only
Here we
get a
go.
disadvantage to
Characters
dodge
who are on
if
the
you're.
ground have a more difficult time getting out of the way and suffer a -2 die penalty modifier. It does not apply to defending against ranged attacks.
Right.
The
So yeah,
attack
it's just
is really
melee.
close. So it makes you harder to defend against melee. No effect against ranged attacks.
Yeah, but he gets the benefit instead of full defense, which is what, an extra 5 dice or something. What's full defense? How's that work?
Well, no. What it means is he's easy to hit in melee combat. It has no effect on ranged combat.
Yeah, but like there's no rules for prone, so instead of going prone,
that
he's
is-
taken the full
That
defense
is rules
action.
for prone.
Yeah.
But he gets +2 for running.
Yeah, the advantage to prone is it protects you from suppressing fire.
And it makes it easy for you to get into cover as well, but he's on the stage with the cover. So
But yeah, if
Alright, well, he
wants
takes
to full defense, yeah.
he still takes the full defense in action in any
oh,
case.
he's taking a full defense action. Sorry, yeah, no worries. Okay, so he gets a defense roll. That's cool. Good to know.
How's that? So what's the what modifiers of that, man?
So full defense means he adds his willpower to the defense roll.
I don't even make it away with this.
So I will. I think triple tapping costs is a complex action, I think, isn't it? So no, I'm just gonna triple tap. I've got the one aim up from last round, which I'll use to knock the range penalty down to the medium. I'm gonna spend edge.
So is he.
Sorry.
So is he.
Ah, yep. Oh, 5 again. God damn it.
Alright, you spent edge, so did he. He got 7 successes.
So he
And
does.
so and the bullets fly
You
us.
did give him the -2 for triple tap?
No, I didn't. No.
I suppose like
I'll roll it all again.
I was gonna say like could you just take like the last 2 dice out like without effect like the roll?
Yeah, good call. It'll be 5 successes in that case. It'll be a glancing hit.
Doesn't matter. It still won't damage him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a glancing hit. It knocks his initiative down by what, 10? Is it or 5? 5. But that's not going to matter anyway.
10 for full
10?
defense.
Right. He's going to be at 0 in either case.
Damn it, I was hoping he'd count as unaware of the attacks. They don't know where I'm shooting from.
Wouldn't the railgun make an electronic discharge?
And
it doesn't really matter. He's not trying to dodge him anyway. All he's really doing is just hitting the deck and rolling. It's full defense from all directions. It's just anywhere but straight up. If he was getting hit by a bomb, that'd be a different thing. But it doesn't really matter what direction the weapon's coming from. It's he goes low and goes go. Yeah, so I think that's legit.
Jada gotta go.
The trolls. The trolls are a bit fucking confused. They don't really know what the fuck's going on. A couple of them lay down suppressing fire in completely the wrong direction. One of them actually manages to lay down suppressive fire in the right direction, over towards Ricochet, and the rest of them all pop drugs. Grab a cocktail of a couple of pills, hit them up hard, and rub the sleep out of their eyes and start looking around. The 2 exceptions, as I said, are the one that lay suppressing fire down on Ricochet, and there's another one over here. This injured one. He doesn't take his drugs. He's going to try to have a look around for the bastard who shot him. But I don't think it's even possible that he could hit Trey's stealth roll. But Trey, give us a stealth roll since it's an opposed check. I guess you require a fresh stealth roll, I suppose. Yeah, no worries. He looks straight at you, passes straight over you. Where are you, you bastard? Maybe lets out like a burst of gunfire in a random direction, but never came anywhere near you. Fenway.
I mean, for the moment, like they haven't been spotted yet, so I don't think I should be doing anything.
Done. No worries. And that brings us back to the Michael bot.
Yeah. Others and to instruct Michael to monitor Matrix activity in the area and keep a lookout for anything hooky.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a Matrix search check.
My sheet, there it is. Oh, that was way too many dice, my bad.
Right.
I hit 23 instead of 12.
A lot of Matrix activity suddenly starts up over in the administration building, like a whole number of systems coming online, personal systems. Like someone switching on their cyber goggles, for example, switching on their smart gun system, all that sort of shit. A whole bunch just suddenly come online over in the admin building. Party wagon are surfacing at the moment.
Yeah. As he surfaces, he's gonna drive it to the shore, deploy the tank treads, and launch Mage Geeker from the drone rack. We'll take the turn to get the treads out and
Yep.
deploy the drone.
You're on initiative 13.
We take off 10 now?
Yeah, that's right.
When does the 2d6 come in for my drugs? Do I roll it right away?
Yeah, as soon as it kicks in, which is immediate.
Oh,
Sweet, you get another pass.
Forgot the drugs, the trolls get the same thing, so they're going to get another pass as well, no doubt. Yep. 2 to 6. Okay, cool. Pro.
You said that he has a grenade launcher strapped under the barrel of his weapon?
That's right. They're Stoner Ares. What are they? Yeah, that's right. He's got a grenade launcher jerry rigged to the bottom of it.
What if I wanted to do shoot that grenade launcher?
Yeah, it looks poorly protected and relatively poorly constructed as well. It doesn't seem to have the sort of safe protections that you would associate with a quality weapon. It seems to be a weak spot.
I will take aim and try to blow the grenade up in the grenade launcher.
Brilliant. It's a particularly difficult shot, so I suppose that's probably like -6, I think. Is that what the stiffest penalty is for targeting, -6?
I was looking it up, and if you start getting into trick shots, I just couldn't tell if it was I couldn't tell if it was shooting or if they're talking about melee. When I was trying to look it up, I hadn't gotten that far when I was reading it.
I think shooting someone's eyes either -6 or maybe even -8. I thought it was -6.
-10 to shoot someone's eyes.
-10. Well, grenade's bigger than an eye, but only marginally.
Is to do that thing where you shoot it so close to the front of their eye. Call it the shockwave blinds them.
Yeah, right. It's like full bullshit, like shooting a bullet out of midair sort of thing, like full bullshit. Anyway, we'll go with -6 because all you really need to do with this situation is shoot one of several grenades, and the casing that they've got in it is not going to stop a bullet of your penetration. So, yeah, -6 to hit. Because he's not aware of you, doesn't know where you are, can he still dodge? No, right?
I would ask Ricochet.
What's that, sorry?
Can he dodge if he doesn't know where you are?
I would say yes.
Right.
Defender
okay.
unaware attack. The defender is unaware of the incoming attack. He does not see the attacker is behind him, or he is surprised and no defense is possible. Treat the attack as a success
He
instead.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's basically unaware. Like he knows that there's a guy out there somewhere, but there's no concept
It
of which
also said it
direction he's
doesn't
firing.
apply to people already engaged in combat.
Yeah, I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Basically, at the start of a fight like this, you're supposed to make a surprise test for everyone, and those who fail the surprise test can't defend against the first attack.
Right, cool. We'll just assume they all fail because they're all fucking trolls anyway. So yeah, he can't. That's the deal. We'll go with can't defend on the first round. Make it easy rather than rolling it 20 times. Okay, cool. So he's still got his armor though. His armor's good.
Basically, once if they're unaware of our position and they've already started participating in the fight, we get the superior position modifier.
Okay, cool. We'll apply that for the next round,
Yeah.
but in this round we'll just assume they simply don't know where you are. So it's a direct hit, naturally. Grenades do 16p damage. The chain reaction will be another thing entirely. But so oh shit! How else would that work? Are there rules for setting off chain reactions?
Yep.
All right, cool. So this grenade, it holds 6 high explosives, 2 fragmentations, and 2 smoke. So I guess the smoke we can ignore. The frags we can probably ignore as well. I guess they're probably not going to have a big impact. 6 high explosives sounds like it's going to destroy him.
Yeah.
Most grenades are detonated like electronically. They're possibly
But they'll blow themselves up though. Surely, like if they're superheated and explode, then it's going to blow the grenade right next to it up as well.
like
surely.
you can set C4 on fire and it doesn't explode.
Yeah, but if you set C4 off next to C4, it will explode, won't it?
Actually, it depends how much C4 you have in that.
We'll go with the cinematic result anyway. So, does it? Well, how about we say adding an extra 4 damage for each of the extra grenades?
I got through multiple simultaneous blasts.
Yeah, here we go.
When 2 explosions occur at the same time and the same combat initiative score and both blasts affect the same character, add half the value of the lower damage values to the highest damage value and apply it all as a single modified damage value.
So yeah, so it'll be 5 times 4, a total of 36 points of damage.
Yeah, and AP improves by 1 for each explosion.
All right, well that sucks too. The AP I think is normally 3. I think. So yeah, go ahead and roll. I think it was. Did I say 36 or 34? A lot.
You said 36.
We'll go with that. Roll 36 d6. I think so. Roll 36 d6. Oh no, that's just the damage, isn't it? He's got to resist that. What am I talking about? Yeah, he can't. He doesn't. He tries, but he doesn't, and he dies. Chunks of titanium bone lacing fly in all directions.
All right, 1 down, 19 to go.
Good loot.
Do I need to get the Godfather meme out?
One down, 19 to go.
Please get the Godfather meme out. I want that.
Only aluminium bone lacing.
He's fucking Dr. Volan. Titanium resells, man.
This is aluminium. My mistake. They went on the cheap because they're the Khmer Rouge. All right, Flash.
Okay, after a turn of taking drugs and considering her place in life, I guess we're gonna start shooting trolls and see what happens. So if I'm understanding this correctly, I can take aim for a +1, and then still shoot. in the same like turn, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. I'm gonna pick this troll because he looks like a bastard. And now I have to figure out how many fucking dice I roll.
He's about 90 meters away, roughly.
Okay, so he's medium, but that's negated by my take aim. So I'm rolling 15 dice. And you said there was like a wait, are we doing the superior thing or is that next round? Is it just the flat dice right now?
Yeah, well,
No
he has no
modifiers?
defense this time. Yeah, no defense. He has no defense.
Okay,
So
okay.
you just you have like distance modifiers, but that's about it.
And we're gonna fire 3-round. Wait, the 3-round burst doesn't actually add damage, right? It just makes it more likely to hit, but he's not dodging, so we're probably gonna hit anyway. Is that correct? Somebody who actually understands how this game works?
Big I found the me.
That is correct.
Okay, so then I'm just gonna shoot him once.
Cool.
4 hits. And it's minus 8 AP, 13 P base damage.
So 13 P with 8 armor.
Yeah. Plus you add like your hits or whatever, right? To the damage?
That's right. Yeah. I thought you'd already added that in. Yeah, so it'll be 17.
17. Yep.
Which he resists 7 for a total of 10 physical. Enough to severely injure him, but not enough to take him out. Which one?
This one.
Severe injury, critical injury even, but he's still alive.
Gotcha.
Shadow.
Still in the back of the truck, so nothing.
Do that. The trolls just been shot. Huh. I guess they're aware of your position at this point.
I do have a silencer, but yeah.
No silencer. Cool. Alright, I'll keep him oblivious for the first round. Flash, roll your edge, and don't glitch. Is that your edge? You've only got 2 dice?
You want my edge like that I haven't spent, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Your edge statistic, I should say.
Yeah, I have 3 and I used 1, so I'm at 2 right now.
Grenade
You haven't-
launchers,
Yeah, you haven't burned any edge though, so you have 3 dice.
yeah, so you roll it next time you roll your stat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay. Earlier, earlier I was confused. You said like, okay.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem. So they launch a grenade in your general vicinity, but you're kept safe from it. It never does any harm. They know that Ricochet's there, and so they're laying down suppressive fire. Ricochet. Fire, Ricochet. It's suppressing fire.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Suppressing fire, it's like drop prone or eat
Um,
bullets,
get
right?
hit.
I'm already prone.
Or you're in cover, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But I think I take a penalty to my actions still for being.
Yeah,
unexpressed
technically
fire.
they make an attack roll, and
that's the
however
penalty,
many
I think.
hits they get, he gets as a penalty.
Okay. Right. So, like, does Ricochet get to dodge this attack roll or anything?
No, it's
No,
not
no,
an
it's
attack
not an
roll.
attack
Animus.
roll.
Yeah, it's just
not a
to
conventional
determine how
roll.
well they're suppressing, and however many hits they get applied as a penalty to everybody they're suppressing.
All right. They
Yeah.
get.
Probably
Fuck
strong enough
off.
you can even eat all the recoil off that too.
I pressed the less symbol instead of the greater symbol, less than 5. I'm like, 10 successes? You're kidding me. Oh, no, not 10. Not 10.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah, he misses you.
So do they get no successes?
You will say no successes, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
All right.
They're shooting in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
He did say their guns sucked.
So that means I'm assuming that he is unaware of where I am.
They can make that assumption. Might just be a really bad shot.
All right. So I'm going to. How far away is he? Let's have a look. 250 meters, which puts him in. Medium range. All right, so I'm going to take aim, I think, and then single shot him. And hopefully he's not as good at dodging this death roll.
He's not going. Yeah. Yep. No,
Any
yep,
penalties?
keep going.
Any penalties on the roll?
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty thick foliage here. Pretty lots of tree trunks. You'll get -4 due to the cover. Or does he get +4 to his defense? How would that work?
No, it'll be cover, so yeah, I get a penalty.
Yeah, cool.
Um,
Plus range if applicable, but I figured you already factored that in.
well, the range doesn't apply because the cover is higher.
Right. Cool. As I said, I figured that you'd
Yeah.
taken that in.
So he'd be under medium cover. Something like that. All right. I'm not going to edge this one. I will +1 die for aiming. -4 for cover. I rolled just as well as if I had used edge on the other ones. All right, so 5 successes.
All right, how much damage is that?
Does he get a dodge roll?
No, still unaware at this stage.
No. All right. So that is 21 damage minus 8 HP.
Oh, -8. Oh, that's going to be the killer. He might have been able to resist even that 28 damage with the 8 piercing. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He resists 6. But how much?
21.
Oh, 15 damage. Doesn't kill him by much, but it does kill him. Now, before we roll for the next initiative pass, which is likely to be an incredibly long one. Wait. We still got more people to go. My mistake. Trade.
We're dropping 10 now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we dropped. That's right. We dropped 10. Yeah.
First, the apartment about to be disaster.
I'm gonna take a hit of cram.
Yeah.
So actually, did Death Roll only get one action in that round, one pass?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think that's correct. Yeah. Exactly. Went full defense. So we dropped from like 12 down to fucking.
Yeah. And then...
Or 15 rather down to 5. Yeah.
Michael's gonna make a full defense on Godfather's pan, and Godfather will finally get the party wagon in gear and fucking flying in the direction of the combat.
I thought you said it couldn't fly. You lied.
Lol. Gets there.
Metaphorically flying.
About 70 grand, I can make this piece of shit fly.
Worth it.
Like, the Khmer Rouge will know they're done when, like, they see this monstrous fucking assault vehicle like bear down on them, and then at the last second, like fucking helicopter blades rise from the roof and it flies away like something out of goddamn Looney Tunes.
When they know that Disneyland in America has come to them at last, and there's no more
It's like,
resistance.
when do you put like the drill piece on the front so you can just like tunnel as well?
Great idea. Okay, I love that idea. All right, Trey.
Can we do that? Can we do that?
It's just be the torpedo, just fly into the side of a building, and
Yeah.
just tunnel through it.
Yeah, like
I'm
the
just taking a
ultimate
hit of
mode of
cramp.
transportation.
Yeah, too easy. Flash.
Let's try to finish off this troll that I shot. So I'm gonna take aim and then I'm gonna shoot him in the back of the head again.
When you say shoot him in the back of your head, are you doing the thing where you take dice penalty to add extra damage?
No.
or that?
No. I'm just shooting him
just,
again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just. Yeah.
All good.
All right, he can't dodge, so go ahead and roll. That's so 6 net successes on top of what, 13 damage, so 19 damage.
Yep, -8.
-8. Yeah, and the -8's the killer. Um, 10 successes. Not enough. And you blast his head off, ruining his lovely military-grade helmet in the process. Okay. Now, rather than rolling for initiative, we'll worry about that next week. It's going to be a tremendously long initiative pass. I think probably one of the longest combat rounds I've played in any game of any type ever. I'm gonna go with that. 20 trolls will take a while. Anyway, moving on. It's time to start thinking about what comes next. There's not a lot of this campaign left to go, although potentially there could be. You know, we can always expand it. We can always make it bigger than the original vision. Yeah, given that this campaign won't last forever, let's spend 5 minutes discussing if you're interested in staying on, if you're interested in doing something different or something familiar. Over the next 5 minutes, anyone want to talk about that?
I don't know if it would be an option, but I would really enjoy playing like a more traditional sneaky Shadowrun game. This has been pretty fun for a loud Shadowrun game.
Yep.
Too many people.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with that.
It just sneaky Shadowrun games do a lot of skill checks, a lot of role playing, a lot of, sneaky shit. The reason we've been so loud is because we can be so loud.
Do you think does the opponents need to be like more dangerous, and they're just a bunch of like people with like barely any technology?
Even that way, and that might be part of because the players we have, but even these trolls are likely going to get chewed up pretty hard coming up. And these trolls are pretty amped up. I'm not saying that a regular Shadowrun game wouldn't be awesome, and I think Arctic would do a really good job running it, but that would probably require breaking it up into 2 groups.
I can see that being true. That is definitely...
Which would also probably require everybody paying twice as much to make it worth Arctic's time.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either. I'm just mentioning it that to get something like what Flash is talking about usually requires a team of 4, at the most 5.
Yeah.
I could
that's
see
a good
that.
point. Yeah, personally, I could afford double to make it worth Arctic breaking up and sort of running 2 games.
Trick would be time slots.
I don't know
fun.
about the rest of the group though. Yeah.
I can put that.
Yeah, Arctic would have to create an extra time slot if everyone was on board for that. Is the other issue?
It's just a thought, and you guys have made some valid arguments for why it's not as simple as I thought.
Again, I think it's a popular opinion. Just
Yeah.
if you want to keep, I mean, like we have a 7-person party at the moment,
Yeah, for sure.
and 4 of us are Street Sam. One of us is the rigger from hell. We do a buttload of damage loudly because it's really efficient.
Well, I suppose but would that really work if it's like being stealthy, like being this loud? Because they wouldn't just like get on all sorts of watch lists immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if this team were operating in Seattle or something like this, we'd have had a SWAT team the moment we stepped out our front doors. In any place
We'd
where
have had
cops
red
are
samurai
a reality.
at our front doors.
Yeah.
Even out here, if we pissed off anybody that actually cared enough, it's not that hard to hire Shadowrun teams, and we're very fucking noticeable. So
Yeah.
Well, I
Pretty
mean,
much-
normally they wouldn't know who we were the moment we got there either.
yeah. But what I'm saying is if the Khmer Rouge had resources, we could literally be sniped in the streets several dozen times.
Well, it's nearly already happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But again,
we just
that's
proved how
because
easy
we're
it
the
is. We
only
could just
show in town.
Long March could just
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
to any one of us at any time.
Yeah, we've been operating in a way that makes sense for this campaign because it makes sense. I'm not criticizing what we've done in this campaign. And I hadn't
Yeah.
really considered the fact that it's hard to do sneaky with 7 people.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind even if Arctic pulled just a Shadowrun module or something like that, because there are a bunch of different cool 5th edition ones. When I played within or both played and ran was can't remember what it was fucking called, but the opening scene I loved. It was all of the players get arrested by Knight Errant on suspicion of a robbery. It's a parody of The Usual Suspects. They all get brought in on the same crime that they didn't commit, and from there that's how the team meets for the first time, and they get involved with a heist and all this shit.
I think that once I had actually entertained the idea of starting a campaign by just having all the players in a room and then just having Mr. Johnson, I don't know why I was thinking of actually having them be prime runners and then just having them start out with Mr. Johnson just interlocking his fingers, looking across this boardroom table and just telling them, "What have you done?" And then just starting the campaign from there. Maybe trying to clear their names or something.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm fairly flexible. I'm having fun playing Shadowrun.
Yeah. I rewritten the Renraku Arcology source book yesterday, and I got a real fucking craving for something like that. But I'd probably have to adapt it myself and find some way to run it because it's 2nd or 3rd edition.
Hey, just run it in thirded.
I suppose anyway, I think we can say goodbye to the internet people now.
Goodbye,
Ah,
internet.
yes. Farewell,
internet.
internet people.
But
Thanks, everyone.